the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. On and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Friday.
Yes!
Finally Friday.
Uh-huh. Ooh.
Look,
Feels
rainy.
different. Feels different outside, doesn't it?
A little bit.
It feels October-y.
You know what? You're right. It is the first full-on fall feel
That's right.
this last day or two.
First full-on fall feel Friday.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, happy first full-on fall feel Friday.
Yes. Yes. Happy one to you. Mm-hmm.
Good news is, we got another day of some rain showers, but I think fair-wise, we're going to be okay.
Yeah?
I think so.
All right.
Because what I'm seeing here... Sorry, I got to fool with my headphones. Doesn't sound right.
Getting a little wonky in the right ear.
There we go. Yeah, we got rain, chances tonight and today. We got a slight chance Monday, at 20%, but that's about it.
Nice.
Sunshine on my shoulders. Yeah, that's it.
On my shoulder.
So, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Enjoy.
Soak it in. Soak in this rainy weather, though, because we don't, I was going to say we don't get it very often. This year, we certainly have gotten our share of rainy weather, but enjoy it every chance you get.
Yeah, I still like it.
Love it. The smells, the coolness. I actually wore a coat today. The first time in months.
Nice.
Wore a coat to work.
Where's your LST?
Oh, the long sleeve tee. I just opted out.
Yeah, I figured.
I said it's we've advanced beyond long sleeve tees for today because it's so cool today. Had it been 20 degrees warmer, long sleeve tee would have been perfect.
So I long sleeve teed it last night.
Yeah?
I actually did the twofer because last night we had the Historical Society. We had our big fall fundraising event. Had a delightful meal from Peppers and fajitas.
Yes.
And I tell you, fajitas were delicious. I was all about that ceviche. Oh, boy.
I love ceviche.
That ceviche that they put in the meal last night, I done tore that up.
Dude,
I tore it all up, but that
when
was
it's
good.
done right, ceviche, when it's done right with all the different fish and the shrimp, the best.
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing. But, yeah, I had some of that last night. It made me happy inside. But
Damn,
anyway,
you mouth water for some ceviche.
But because we have our bright yellow shirts that are our uniform shirt during those events, but it's a T-shirt.
Right.
So I went LST.
Oh.
And then pulled that T over.
You went long sleeve shirts under short sleeve shirts.
I did.
Nice.
I did, and then did my thing. So.
Well played.
Yeah, but that was nice.
I feel like the weather outside is just dreary enough. It's just cool enough, not for a long sleeve tee, but definitely for a McDonald's frap.
Yeah, what's it is Friday. The only
Yes.
thing that makes Friday better than it possibly could is the fact that it's a McDonald's Friday, and they provide us with delicious breakfast treats. I saw Tanner slipping pies over here, trying to sneak them by me. I was like, "What's that?" Don't worry about it. Kind of move.
You don't worry about what I'm doing. Worry about your own thing. Yeah, Mr. Worry about your own self. Huh?
This is my world right here. This
This
table,
is my own self.
my own self right here.
Right here. Look at it emblazoned right here. My own self. Now, these are the delightful seasonal option that's added every year to the McDonald's menu. These
Is this a pumpkin thing?
are the pumpkin cream pies.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Now, peeling of the curtain, I may not like this because I don't like pumpkin pie.
Fair enough, but you're going to try it.
Sure, gotta try it. But my opinion may not be the most accurate of opinions.
Fair enough.
Because I'm not a pumpkin guy. But
Now, should we wait and let Damon also enjoy?
I don't know. Damon's going to join us here in a minute. Are you a pumpkin pie guy? He is.
He's not. I'll cut it into sections.
Okay. Well, we'll save some here because I'm not a pumpkin. I don't waste a whole pumpkin pie on me. I'm not a pumpkin pie guy. But that's okay because McDonald's has a bunch of other great stuff if you're like me and I into pumpkin pies. They got apple. I'm good with the apple. I'm good. They should have chocolate pie 24/7. I don't care what anybody says. When you put chocolate in that form of that fried pie crust, that's a delightful little just piece of heaven right there.
Dude, pro tip. And for some reason, they don't actually straight up offer this on the menu here, but they should. Secret menu hack. Get yourself a little vanilla soft serve flipped over in a cone, or a cone in a cup, so you still have the cone. Get your vanilla ice cream, top the pie with it. The best way to have the McDonald's fried pie.
A la mode?
By far, yeah.
I guess there's nothing wrong with anything you said in that sentence.
Not one doggone thing.
The fact it's pumpkin. I'm not a pumpkin guy. But swing by any of your McDonald's. The third one south. They're humming along there.
That place looks huge.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a big one.
They are hiring for all three locations. Log on to mchire.com.
Yep.
And you can fill out application. And just saying, Nick Snowberger and his team, there's many guys that are in his management team that are in his big office up high atop his big swanky, deal.
McTowers.
Yeah, McTowers, up in McTowers where he resides.
The Snowburger Suite.
But many of his management team are folks that started right at the beginning.
That's true.
At McDonald's there. They're working the fries, the flipping burgers, doing all this stuff. Now they're part of his management team. So mchire.com is the way to get your foot in the door
because they like to MC hire from within.
Ooh, check you out. Put a little pumpkin pie in him. All of a sudden he's a poet.
I haven't even put any pumpkin pie up in me. Put a little frap up in you. That's what happens.
Oh, yeah. I meant to ask, what's your frap flavor?
It's the caramel frap, which I love the concept of a frap. It's like, hey, you like vaguely coffee-flavored milkshakes?
It's an adult Sunday.
You can justify this as breakfast. No, I had some dental work yesterday, so I opted to not chew much this morning.
Opted to, or you got opted to?
I was asked to not eat anything super crunchy. So certain things I can eat, certain things I can't. And I figured, you know what?
Oh.
I'm going to use this as an excuse.
Well, Dr. Agar, if you're listening, please call me if Sean's allowed to eat that pie right now.
Shut up. Shut up.
Hey, Keon, can he eat this pie? Let us know.
Actually,
right
no,
now.
the pie should be fine. It's not super crunchy. He just said, like, I literally told Mike this morning, I said, I just bought myself a big box of grape nuts. Do you have any idea how disappointed I was?
First, it's sad that the best thing you've got to look forward in your life is you got a box of grape nuts waiting for you.
It's not the best thing. It's just, it's a thing. I love me some grape nuts.
Little Debbie's are like 99 cents. They're way cooler to think about than grape nuts. Just saying.
And you know what? Yes, but sometimes you get an itch. Sometimes you have that itch and you just can't. There's no scratching it. You got to get some grape nuts.
I know you've tried this. How are grape nuts a la mode?
I was literally just going to say, you ever done some McDonald's vanilla soft serve with just a handful of grape nuts? You know what it is? That's like one of those granola parfaits.
You're like Jon Stewart in Half Baked. You ever had grape nuts in ice cream?
Ice cream.
You ever had grape nuts on weed?
But legitimately, grape nuts hot is, and they say it in the commercials, it's one of the best ways to eat, to enjoy breakfast. I love a good hot grape nut.
Because I know their product's so bad that you can't eat it by itself. It's good with other things. It tastes like garbage by itself, but it's good with other things.
I did justify it by saying you have to let it soak first. You have to let the milk soak into the grape nut to fully enjoy the crunchy chewiness of a fully saturated grape nut.
Yeah, I'll just keep them on the shelves and let McDonald's take care of my breakfast. How about that?
There you go. 2 locations right here in Roswell. Stop by and see them.
Big thank you to them. Let me give you the rundown. I haven't done any of that. We've got so sidetracked on grape nuts and pie.
It happens.
Damon Graham, your local New York Life agent, will join us here in just a minute. And he's got, I see he broke into 3, so 1/3 of that is his. All right, let me ask. I got sidetracked again. The butts or the middle? Which is the better?
I'm going to opt for the end piece, but part of me feels like that's just because I'm a martyr.
Okay.
I feel like the middle is where all the action is.
All right. Well, maybe Damon can handle the middle.
Yeah.
He's in the middle. speaking in the middle, in the 8 o'clock hour.
Gee, with your segues.
We're going to have the Adrienne Ragsdale from join us with the Eastern Mexico State Fair. I think some of the entertainment folks as well. So that's our main focus. We're talking entertainment at next week's Eastern New Mexico State Fair. So,
good lineup this year, too.
So they got a plethora of, like, Friday night, and, I mean, they got, like Wednesday on, it's game on.
Yeah. Tejano nights on Thursday, and then there's a big Tejano concert on Saturday night.
Yeah.
But then Wednesday night's Colton Dixon, and Friday night it's a Texas country lineup. They got
Dirty River Boys.
Yeah, Dirty River Boys, Sundance Head, Jody Nix.
And
Literally, I just forgot. It just slipped my head. I know, and it's kill me. And she's the local. Sherry Rowe. Sherry Rowe going to open things up. Yes, of course. Dirty River Boys, Sundance Head, and Jody Nix to headline things.
Never had a problem remembering Sundance Head.
Dude, because Sundance Head is phenomenal. Not to take anything away from the Dirty River Boys or any of the other artists. I love the way he sings. He's got just this soul in his voice.
Is he a fan of like the Sundance Film Festival? What's
No,
the deal here?
well, his dad was a famous country singer. So I'm guessing it was one of those,
Mr. Head?
Dweezil Zappa. Yeah, it is. I don't have my phone on me, but I'll look it up. His dad is a legit
Rainwater Head was
You would know him too. Well, you probably wouldn't, but
Richard.
He's a semi-famous country singer from back in the day.
Yeah.
Mr. I don't have my phone on me, so I can't look it up. But mark my words,
He's famous. Sure, you're not thinking of.
They're coming on in the 8 o'clock hour, right?
Yes.
I'll know by then.
All right. Sure, you're not thinking of John Ritter. His dad was famous country singer.
His dad was famous, and he did have a big head, but no, it's not him. Not him.
And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we may have the folks from Main Street Roswell join us, and we'll chit chat with them. So
we won't.
We won't.
We
Has
won't.
that been confirmed?
It's not confirmed, but we won't.
Okay.
When she says the girls are out of town, they'll get with Mike next month.
Okay.
Pretty sure they're not coming.
Well, she's here. Maybe she'll pop in for a visit.
Hey, Marie, come on in.
But you know what I will do? In about 9-10 or so, we will announce the winner of last night's 50-50 drawing.
Yes.
During the Historical Society's big fundraising event, their Fajita fundraiser. But we had that last night. We had a bunch of people buy 50-50 tickets. We will announce the winner here about 9-10 or so. We'll get Amy on the phone, and we'll do her up right. So we'll do that. So if you've been waiting for that, wait till 9 o'clock hour. Don't go away, though. I mean, I guess you can and then come back. But Sean's going to eat pie if you hang out.
we're gonna have pie later. There's that.
Pie.
There'll be pie.
All right, 7:17. Let's get you up to date with the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like we've got a pretty good chance of showers and afternoon thunderstorms today with a little bit of low pressure hanging around eastern New Mexico. We'll stay in the low to mid 70s on our afternoon high. Then we'll be clearing up overnight down to the low 50s, and then our weekend looks pretty good. We'll be in the upper 70s with sunshine on Saturday, up to the low 80s and sunny Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 60 degrees here in Roswell. Of course, a little fog and mist going on out there. Humidity is at 90%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 8 miles per hour. 60% chance of some more showers today. They're saying mainly before 3. Although there is a chance of rain tonight, but they're saying most of our raining is going to be happening before 3 today. Mostly cloudy otherwise for the day. High of 72. Winds out of the north at around 5 miles per hour. They're saying between 1/10 and 1/4 of an inch of rain possible today. Tonight, a 20% chance of showers before midnight. Partly cloudy. Overnight low of 51. Winds will be out of the northwest at around 5 miles per hour. Looking at your weekend, no talk of rain. But and temperatures are actually pretty. I ain't gonna lie, this weekend's exciting weather-wise. We're looking at a sunny day, high of 79 tomorrow. Northwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. Sunny, near 80, 5-mile-an-hour winds. Come on. If you're complaining about that, go see a doctor, man. You just want to complain about anything. Then Sunday, sunny skies, high of 82, winds out of the north at around 5 miles per hour. Monday, when the official start of the fair with the parade and everything happens on Monday, there is a 20% chance of showers. Otherwise, just sunny skies with a high of 83, and it looks like we're in store for sunny weather pretty much all next week. Tuesday, sunny 83, Wednesday, sunny, 84. Thursday, sunny, 87. So even a little bit of warm. Might even be able to bring some shorts out to the fair next week. So, all right, it is 20 minutes after 7. We're going to take a quick 3-minute commercial break. And then Damon Graham, your local New York life agent, will join us, and we'll talk about life and pie. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Don't miss the amazing concerts at this year's Eastern New Mexico State Fair, October 4th through the 9th. On October 6th at 7 p.m., it's Colton Dixon.
If you need freedom to the sky.
On October 7th, it's Grupo Maldad, Los Consentidos del Norte de Ciudad Juárez, and Los Tremendos León. On Friday, don't miss the Dirty River Boys.
Used to walk down Santa Fe Street, had a quarter in my hand and a fake ID.
Sundance Head.
You're gonna love her, leave her. Wow.
Jody Nick.
Across the alley from the Alamo, when the summer sun starts to settle low.
And Sherry Rowe.
By way of Southwest.
And on Saturday, Edición de Rancho, Conjunto Bengala, and Los Culpables y su estilo diferente. For a complete list of events at this year's fair, log on to enmsf.com.
It's October, and that means it's time to paint Roswell Honda pink. We've partnered up with the Chaves County Cancer Fund to help raise much-needed money, and we're gearing up for another amazing year. Roswell Honda is giving away some great prizes, including 2 Michael Kors designer purses, pretty in pink, of course. Stop by for your free entry or 3 with any qualified test drive. And that's not all. With rebates, incentives, and discounts, and with rates never being this low, there's never been a better time to get behind the wheel. Roswell Honda knows that times are tough, and we're here to help and take some of the stress out of your life. It's just a part of what makes this hometown proud. Help us make it happen for the Chaves County Cancer Fund and paint it pink this month at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Hey CVE members, have you scheduled your no-cost home energy audit? If not, we're getting close to fall and cooler weather. It's time to sign up. Call 575-746-3571 to get your name on the list for a free home energy audit. Weather stripping, new door sweeps, minor repairs, and much more. Start saving money and keep that purchased air in your home. Central Valley Electric is happy to partner with Green Metal Energy for this valuable audit. Again, 575-746-3571 to sign up. Call now.
The news has been hard to watch lately. It seems we live in a climate of fear and too often of hate. Part of me wonders if the world is getting worse, but then I think about history. I'm not sure if the world is getting worse as much as we've just gotten better at getting our news reports faster. A question I keep asking our congregation is, what is the church's responsibility? I know we're to pray for a kinder, safer world, but there's got to be more that we can do. I know I can't change everything that's going on in the world, but I know I can change a little bit of what happens here in Roswell. I need to practice and teach all of those around me to love like Jesus does. To love in spite of color, political background, or national heritage. To love the poor, the middle class, and even the rich. To help the hurting and encourage those who are struggling. To be grateful to all who impact my life and the lives of others around me. This might not change the whole world, but it might change a little bit of my community.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. A group of 12 or more cows is called a flink. If you have only 11 cows, that's called a lot of cow pies. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 23 minutes after 7 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning, your local New York life agent, Damon Graham, back with us. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike. How are you?
Doing great. How about yourself?
All is well on this end. Blessed at every turn.
Good. How's family? Everybody doing okay? Faring through all the schools and COVIDs and all the things we're dealing with today?
All the adversity is under wraps.
Good. Well, of course, for folks that have not heard Damon and myself chit-chat, Damon joins us once a month, and we talk just life, because obviously what Damon does is, we talk about insurance and talk about all of it, but really at the end of the day, it's not talking about what insurance you need or what things you need. It's like, well, what are you doing with your life? And that's what we need to determine, what things you need to make sure those things happen.
One thing that I didn't realize going into, starting this career, this practice, is how much of is how much psychology goes into it.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
I should have a couch built into my office.
Well, you're bait because it's a lot about habit forming and everything. It's just like anything else 101, when it talks about finances and things like that. Yes, you're planning for your future, but if you don't have a plan for how you're doing things today, it's really hard to plan for the future. And so I imagine, you're talking future with a lot of folks, but to get there, to get them to see there, you got to get them organized today, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, the old adage, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Sure.
And the planning is a lot of the same direction. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, excuse me, look at it and they're just apprehensive about it.
Right.
Because they just don't know. And they're scared to ask the questions because they don't want to look foolish, or they think, oh, I should already know this. Or
yeah, you feel like you missed some meeting that we all had or something and supposed to know these things. And that's not the case, really.
No. And especially in today's world with everything changing, the volatility in the markets, the new and improved different products that are on that are available that can help formulate your plan and form it to you.
Well, exactly. And I think where people that aren't necessarily in that side of things in their world, where they're not necessarily thinking about retirement and IRAs and all the things we mention when we start planning for our future. It's like gold, all the different. I mean, you get inundated with commercials on different things for investment purposes. But I really think a lot of people still think you either have to be to get involved with that. It's either you start seeing these Robin Hoods and all this stuff that's going on in the world, and I think a lot of people think that's like future planning and all. You know what I mean? I think they think playing the stock market is like investing in your future. And I'm like, no, that's
dabbling.
That's dabbling. Yeah.
But you know what? And in fact, I was having this conversation with my son last night because he was starting. I mean, he just graduated high school and the brain is starting to actually kick in.
Right.
So it's a good thing. But he was asking about stocks and stuff like that, and it was hey, that's dabbling. That's a learning platform, but your actual plan is a whole different scenario.
Sure.
And I reiterated to him. I said, that would be great. I said, you get a little bit of money. You want to play on E-Trade. You want to play on the stock platform. That's phenomenal because you'll learn a lot and it'll force you to learn. Sure. I said, but the biggest caveat to that one, and I tell all my clients this, is if you're going to play in that realm, whatever you're playing with, make sure that it's completely disposable.
It's just like going to Vegas and hitting the slot machines. If you're not prepared to not win that money, you better not play with it.
Exactly.
And it's the same thing with those stocks.
Exactly. But it's a great learning tool.
Yeah.
And, there's lots of people that make, money off of it.
Sure.
But realistically, if you're going to go that direction to make that a part of your plan, you better have lots of hours.
Yeah.
And lots of strategy to put into it. But then you can actually take some of that strategy and use that and the knowledge that you gain from.
Sure. To be more
proactive,
a slower, solid-based plan for your fine. Well, it's just like we talk about stocks and all this stuff. I mean, when you're talking about IRAs and things, it's in essence getting your foot in those games, but it's a lot safer. It's not you don't have to go run around going buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. It's
exactly.
You're letting someone like Damon handle that kind of stuff and do all that. But again, you set those up based on what your goals are. If you're a little older and you're like, I need to get more money quicker, then you get a little riskier investments with your IRAs and things. If you're younger and you got a long time before you're going to tap into that, then you pick stuff that's a little safer.
Negative.
Stuff that'll build. Or am I going the wrong way?
You're going the wrong way.
Okay.
If you're young then you've got time on your side,
that's
exactly.
Makes sense. Gotcha.
You can go as risky as it will allow you. As you will allow yourself, because you don't want to stay up at night worrying about it. But you have to know going in that you've got 20, 30, maybe even 40 years on your side.
So if you lose your deal, you got time to recoup it. That makes sense.
And the volatility in the market, a lot of people are scared of it. They're like, oh my gosh, But realistically, volatility makes opportunity, because if you always keep in mind, buy low, sell high,
sure.
What does volatility do? It gives you opportunities to buy low. And, even now,
what comes up must come down, and vice versa. Yeah.
And now, even with ETFs, they're traded throughout the day. Most of the time, like mutual funds, those are all settled at the end of the day. Well, the ETFs are traded throughout the day, and so you can catch some highs and lows. I mean, that's still a lot of day trading type scenarios, and you've got to be watching it, and you've got to be doing this and that. But it does give opportunity. But realistically, setting up your risk tolerance, which is something that we go through and figure out how risky do you want to be.
Sure.
And so if you're young and you've got a long time, lots of years on your side, you know that within that time frame, we're going to have ups and downs.
Sure.
I mean, typically within any 20-year time frame, you're going to have 2, 3, maybe even 4 down type markets. Well, if you know that, it's just giving you opportunity that in those downside markets, you can put more in.
Sure.
Take advantage of the upside, because one thing that has always happened since the inception of the market is when it goes down, it comes back up stronger.
Sure.
So,
if
yes,
you've got enough capital or enough investment to keep in the game, then you're going to be all right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's most of it's education.
Yeah.
Realizing and knowing and having faith in the process.
And you can do both at the same time. I mean, with your IRAs, if you're, in the middle of the road here, maybe you're like, well, I want to have a little risky, but I don't want to be too risky. It's all right, well, let's set some and invest in more slower, tried and true money-making things, while we take an X percentage and say, all right, let's have a little fun, and let's go do something a little more bigger risk, bigger reward style stuff.
A balanced portfolio is the key.
Yeah.
So you've got enough risk in there to get the gains that you want, but you've got enough conservativeness in there to balance
offset
it, and give you the stability to go, okay, if the market does downturn, that conservativeness will help you balance.
Sure. It's just like, for cowboys and things, learning to ride that horse, the wild horse. It's once you understand how the horse operates, then you can navigate it pretty well. But till you and the horse get on the same understanding, not a whole lot of things happen. Stock market's kind of the same way. If you understand how it works and flows, you can navigate it pretty well. But if you know just a little bit, that could be very dangerous. And so the guy that thinks they know how to ride the horse versus the person, it's no different. I mean, you just got to study, and that's where Damon comes in, because most of us, let's face it, we're not the ones are an expert in all this. And just because you open up the Wall Street Journal and look at stock numbers for a couple weeks straight doesn't make you an expert either. So that's where you can talk to Damon and let what you think you know and what you want, and then Damon can turn that into an actual plan that will be something that is exactly what you want, but at the same time doesn't hit some of the risks and things that you're implementing in what your knowledge of it.
Exactly. And there's interesting concept that a lot of people aren't aware of, but a blend of the market and life insurance. You have variable universal life products.
Sure.
And it's a little complicated, but with a little understanding, you can look at it and go, now I can have my life insurance and my investment in the same type package. For some people, that's a good thing. Some people, it's not.
Yeah.
But it gives that, if somebody's really young and they're like, well, I like the market, I don't see any value in life insurance. I said, well, you can blend the two and have the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of educating, finding out what fits you.
Sure. And then going.
And then implementing and staying on it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. A lot of people go, well, I prefer term over a whole life. And, I'd rather buy term, invest the difference. And I said, that's a great strategy. However, only 2% on average actually follow through with it.
It's a plan you have to stick to, or it's a waste of time.
Exactly. And then you end up 20 years older. You still have your term is running out.
Sure.
And you never invested the money, so you have nothing in retirement.
Sure. It's kind of like, people, buy a house or something like that, and their plan is, well, I'm going to pay more on the mortgage and pay. That's great. But that only works if you consistently keep doing that. If you just do it once in a while, you're not going to get the benefits that you truly had hoped for. You almost have to keep it playing like, and you have to keep it going, and you keep cranking those percentages in. That number's going to keep going down. But if you do that sporadically, you're not going to have the desired effect you had hoped on.
Exactly.
So that's the bar. Yeah, plans are a wonderful thing, but they're only as good as the person that actually executes them.
Exactly.
And goes and does them.
And you just mentioned, mortgages. Well, interest rates are at all-time lows.
Mm-hmm.
And that even opens up a door to say, well, okay, so if I refi my house and I've got, 3% or lower, that's great. Well, maybe it's not a great idea to double up on your payments when you're only paying 2.75% interest when you could be gaining more than that in the market.
Take that extra money and say you can make a bigger chunk of change or basically, in essence, make your net worth more doing it that way than doing something which you think is probably the smart thing to do, but there's a smarter, better way,
And you don't put that money into an IRA, you put it just into a straight investment account or that type. So then after you build up that amount for 10 years, then you've got it, you go dump it in on your mortgage, and maybe you pay your mortgage off 10 years early, but it was from the growth in the market, not doubling up your payments and saving you 2.75%.
Now, this is probably getting into the conversation part where you start talking to individual people, and I don't know, but can that strategy be applied for other debts you have as well, or just your mortgage?
No, I mean, anything that you can save interest on and use that or have more growth in, you can shift and change. And
because I'm just thinking like, debt consolidation loans, things like that. I mean, they're good and bad. I mean, it's just depending on, again, if you follow the plan or not and all of that. But using that as an investment strategy, is that a bad idea, or is that?
It depends on exactly because I see a lot of things rolling around in your head.
Yeah.
So it depends upon what your actual thought process is.
I mean, I'm just wondering.
Realistically, in my opinion, paying down your debt outside of a mortgage in that situation is pivotal to the plan, because you can fill up a bowl, but if the bowl has a big hole in it, you're not going to get that bowl full. So plug the hole, get your debt structure figured out, and get it under control. Then you can start taking those steps out and saying, okay, this is where I want to move to.
Because I guess in my head, what I was thinking, if someone's trying to do because a lot of times people get a debt consolidation and make it so that they're basically making one debt payment each month. And in essence, it's a cheaper sum than they would have paid outright. And I'm wondering, if someone's using the ideology of, I got a debt consolidation loan, I'm taking the extra money, I'm not paying out my debt and investing it. I mean, is that
potentially, depending upon the interest rates that are being charged and what you're actually getting.
Gotcha.
Because there's always ups and downs in the market, so there's no guarantees in what you're going to return from the market. So if you've got a debt consolidation loan at 10%, that's tough to overcome on a consistent basis.
Gotcha. So it's not a steady, that's what the big worry is it at the moment that plan, something happens where income's not steady, whatever it is, you get laid off or furlough or COVID or whatever happens. You have no net there or backup plans.
And, interest rates, returns on the market, all of those play into it. And even interest rates have an effect on whole life insurance.
Gotcha.
In fact, right now in 2021, industry-wide, every company is having to redo their premiums on their whole life products, because the nature of the whole life product is that at a certain point, the cash value billed inside of it is supposed to be equal to the death benefit, yada, yada, yada. Well, because we've been in basically a zero interest rate environment for so long, that downward pressure on these products has caused, the regulation to come in and say, hey, we've got to rethink and reprice everything.
Gotcha.
So now, throughout this year, several of the providers have already done it. I know that New York Life, at 1st of November, ours are being implemented, and some companies out there have had 70 to 100% increase on their whole life premiums over their prior products.
Wow.
Because of this type of scenario. So interest rates have an effect on everything across the board.
Sure.
So, if as a plug, whoever your provider is, if you were thinking about doing whole life insurance, if you haven't done it yet, you might check with them and see if you can still get under the radar and get the cheaper premiums.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it is a huge increase for some companies and big names.
Wow. So check into that.
Definitely.
Obviously, if you're like, what is he talking about? Just call Damon and let's get you, see if we can get you.
Exactly. Without a doubt. And, I've been talking to several of my clients that, have planning with me, but they have planning with other carriers.
Sure.
One in particular, and I told him, I said, you need to go talk to this other carrier because that, you may need to flip that one into some whole life. I said, we've got our planning over here and it's pretty solid. I said, but you've got the biggest part of your term over there. And if it has a conversion option on it, you need to take advantage of that. And he's like, oh my gosh. And so he's on the phone with them the next day going, hey, what's the story?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So it's all a matter of using the tools that you're provided with.
Sure.
And if you don't know what those tools are, you got to ask.
Well, and that's where I think exactly what we're talking about with Damon here. And this is why it's so important to have kind of a partner like Damon when it comes to your finances and looking at those things, because if nothing else, Damon's that can be your devil's advocate, can also be
sounding board.
Yeah, your sounding board on that, because let's face it, the decisions that you make when it comes to your finances are probably some of the biggest decisions you're going to make for you and your family.
They should be.
Yeah, absolutely. So why would you not heed the advice of someone that, well, let's face it, does this for a living every day, and can look at and really, and this is the thing. It's because I wonder too if people also look and think, well, he's going to tell me I got to spend less, and it's kind of like the doctor scenario. It's like, well, he's going to tell me I got to exercise more and eat better.
Well, and a lot of that is true.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you this. I look at it in my practice that when I sit down with you and I start asking questions and digging into your life, it's for two different reasons. One, so I know who you are, how you tick, and so that I'm not making recommendations that are just out of left field.
Sure.
And then to better understand where you're coming from, so that and where you want to go.
Sure.
But it's one of the things that really drives it home is just if you're just stabbing in the dark, you're not gonna accomplish anything.
Sure.
You've got to really dive in and look at, okay, so what is my ultimate goal? Where am I headed? Where have I been? Because the past always, if you don't know your history, then you're destined to repeat it.
Doomed to repeat, yeah.
And
totally.
if you had terrible financial, you didn't do it right the first time, you may return to that.
Absolutely.
But
if you're not have an understanding of what you did was wrong and why you didn't, you're bound to just keep going and doing the same thing, and that's
exactly.
But and here's the thing too, like you said, yes, you're giving them a little bit of that doctor, this, but at the same time, he's there, like, just because your end game is different than other people's end game doesn't mean Damon's gonna be getting on to you for that. His job is to help you get to that end game,
right.
and he also understands not everybody's financial goals are the same. I mean, when you think the American dream with the 2.5 kids and the picket fence and all that there is kind of a cookie cutter where we all kind of want to end the same place and have enough money to not have to work when we're 85 and everything else. I mean, we all have that, but as far as how much money, where do you want to do, your family, if it's, if it's just your husband and your wife together, you probably don't need to there's no kids, things like that. Your financial savings and the way you'd handle things is going to be different than someone that's got 4 or 5 kids and there's generations that you want to set up past this. I mean, so that all that comes into play. And so that's where sitting down with Damon's important and just saying, well, what's your deal here? What are you wanting to do? Or when you're 65 and ready to not do anything anymore, where do you see yourself sitting? And
exactly.
And that's what gets you there.
And, and playing the doctor role. You know, if you go into the doctor and you're telling him, well, you know, doc, my foot's really been hurting, but it's really your head. He's going to diagnose your foot.
Yeah.
So, you know, being truthful and putting everything out on the table makes all the difference in the world, and being completely honest.
Yeah.
And you're right. Each plan is different, and it has to be tailored that way. And it's not my job to judge you in what your goal is or what your plans are. It's to educate and provide the information and the products and services to help you reach that goal.
Sure.
Because I mean, I'm working with individuals that, you know, they realize, I'm going to have to work until I'm 70. And then there's others, I'm working with, some that, hey, by 55, I want to be done.
Yeah. And either one's okay with that. It's just what you want to do.
Perfect. And that opens up a whole new line, because most people look at it and they go, I can't stop until at least 65. And the reason for that is Medicare. Health insurance is so expensive.
Sure. That's a magic number for a lot of people.
Exactly. Even though, for a lot of them now that they're looking at, well, I've got to be 67 and a half to get full Social Security, but I'm going to stop at 65. I can bridge that gap for a couple of years with my other income until Social Security kicks in. But 65 is the golden number for Medicare.
Just to give a quick, example of, my in-laws, my mother and father-in-law, they're financially set. They're well off. He's an accountant. They've done, they're good to go. But just a year or two ago, a couple years ago, they hit that threshold, and you would have thought they hit the lottery the way they were acting. I was like, yeah, we can now get Medicare, and it's so much of a money save for folks. And like I said, they're fine financially. Right. They got money. They're able, but for them, because most people don't think that, that's everybody. Once you hit that 65. And that Medicare kicks in. That's a game changer for many seniors at that point.
Well, you figure you just gave yourself anywhere between $600 and $1,200 a month raise.
Exactly. Yeah.
And and when you stop and think of it that way, it's like, well, if I had an extra $600 to $1,200 a month, what would I do with it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, good grief! I could, in 3 months, I can take a trip.
Yeah.
I just saved that up, and we can go on a trip. We can go sit on the beach.
Yeah.
So it is a game changer. Now, something I know we're running out of time, Mike, but one thing that I did want to throw in is the importance of workplace benefits.
Yeah.
And because I look at the whole picture, and workplace benefits have a big part to do with your overall plan, because life insurance that you have there, or your 401k, how it's structured, all those different things play into what latitudes you have in planning with me or your advisor.
Sure.
But one thing I did want to stress is something that I have, and I think I mentioned it the last time we were on, is the importance of your beneficiary and transfer on death designations with your workplace benefits.
Okay.
Because if you're working with an advisor, they should stress upon you the beneficiary structure that with the products that they're putting in place, and having multiple
Hopefully
levels.
That's what they're doing.
Exactly. If they're not, then ask them why not.
Okay.
But workplace benefits are a lot of times overlooked. And, you have your spouse as your primary beneficiary, and that's all you have. Well, I've run into several situations in the last several months where both spouses deceased within a very short period of time.
Okay.
And that created huge amounts of issues, especially when the spouses didn't have a will to pass things on to their kids. But those workplace benefits now have to be drug into the estate and probated. And once you probate, and it opens the door to a lot of things. And I won't get into the legalities because I'm not, a lawyer.
Sure.
But once you're probating, it opens the door to creditors.
Gotcha. You're not as protected as you once thought you were.
And then even workplace life insurance benefits, if they had the right beneficiary designation, would go straight to a beneficiary.
Okay.
In the state of New Mexico, tax-free in most instances. Whereas once they're drug into the estate,
that they lose those protections.
Not totally, but it all depends upon the size of the estate and the scope of this estate. But it opens a whole lot of other doors that shouldn't be open.
It's a place you don't want to go if you can avoid it.
If you can avoid it. So workplace benefits wheels, and this is all Matt's Bristol's stuff.
Yeah.
But because I know he's on the show all the time. But those are all things that really come into play, making sure the wills are there, the powers of attorney, the executorships, all those things, because it becomes part of the plan, because that's the tail end of the plan. And if your crescendo isn't expressed correctly, everything else just falls apart.
Absolutely. So I just saw a time, and I think Sean wants to eat pumpkin
pie. I was
pie.
going to say we didn't get the pie done.
Pumpkin pie here. So while Sean's getting our pie ready,
it's aging.
If you've been listening to this last 20 minutes, like, man, I need to talk to Damon here. I think I mean, even if we got you in the weeds a little bit here, he'll bring you back. But please give Damon a call. Let him sit down and talk with you, and that, to be actually honest. The first thing you're going to have is a conversation, figure out what's going on. But call Damon. You can reach his office direct here at call the business line 575-623-0803, or you can call his cell 575-626-4298. Or you can email Damon at ddgraham@ft.newyorklife.com. So it probably won't remember any of that. Just give him a call.
The best way is my cell number 626-4298.
They're good, and that way you can get a hold, and let's sit down and make an appointment. And
a good solid week, he'll probably call you. I'm just saying he's got a list. He's got to make his way around. And you got the good bite, by the way.
I do. That was a wasted bite, man.
He opted for the in piece.
I'm an in.
You're a father. I could tell. You're like, no. You go ahead and have the good slice. I'll be over here and just nibble this in piece.
What's the Chris Rock bit? I just wanted the big piece of chicken. That's kind of... All right. So I'm going to rely heavy on y'all's opinions.
All right. So these are the McCafe pumpkin cream pies.
They smell good. They smell pumpkin-y.
Got a very fall time. You know what this always reminds me of is waking up on Thanksgiving morning while everything's being made and watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. That was my favorite. That's always my favorite part of Thanksgiving.
Why weren't you in there helping?
Because I was a child. Nobody wanted me in the kitchen. Trust me. Up until I'm 37 now. Still look at it like that. I'm a child. All right. I'm supposed to be in the living room watching the parade, the dog show. They're making magic happen. I'm gonna try this pie.
Parade the dog show. Parade the dog. You know what? I got thoughts.
Good. Oh, that's real good.
I'll tell you in a minute.
Yeah.
I like the cream on the side because it's not full pumpkin. It's very,
You nailed
it's friendly on both sides.
Like I said, I don't like pumpkin pie, but because there's more cream than pumpkin, I like it.
Well, you've always got to have at least 3 inches of whipped cream on the top of pumpkin pie.
Because it's the creams to pumpkin ratio is heavy cream. I actually like that better.
It's not bad. It really is.
And then with the brown sugar, whatever they sprinkled in there,
cinnamon.
Yeah, cinnamon. That's on point.
Pumpkin spice. No, definitely.
Yep.
Oh, that's a keeper.
That's a limited time deal, right?
It is. Yep. Seasonal.
Yeah.
So I imagine you probably got this month, maybe into November a little bit.
Oh yeah, get it before it's gone.
And then they'll be going on to Christmas flavors.
Yeah, because then they move on to the custard pie, the holiday pie, which is always it's like custard with sprinkles.
Chocolate pie. Bring it back.
Chocolate. You know what I say?
Anything chocolate.
Fried. Bring back the fried pie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Heck yes.
Oh yeah. Everything's good.
Beef
fried.
tallow. Bring it back. That's how they used to make fries. I'm telling this to the life insurance guy.
I love fried.
That's okay.
I love fried so much. I fry my my cholesterol meds. I
There you
fat
go.
fry them and I eat them.
And that's okay because you just have to pay higher premiums.
That's right.
Which means I get bigger commissions. So
That's right.
yeah, if you
Fry
want
away.
fry away. It's all right. Yeah.
Well, thank you, David.
No,
Appreciate
thank you,
it.
Mike.
Anytime. We'll see you next time.
Sounds good.
Appreciate you.
All right.
All right. 7:54. Let's do quick news and quick break before more news. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley News update. I'm Jared Cirillo. A reminder, the big parade is coming up Monday in Roswell, so a portion of Main Street will be closed Monday for a couple of hours to accommodate the Eastern New Mexico State Fair Parade. The parade will go through downtown Roswell. Main Street between 19th and McGaffey Streets will be closed to traffic starting at about 9 in the morning Monday. Traffic detours will begin to be put in place at about 8:30. The parade will start at 10 and is expected to finish by around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It will head south on Main Street from College Boulevard. The city of Roswell also awarded a $2.8 million federal grant to expand the hangar used by an aviation business at the Roswell Air Center. That will allow the business to grow in its capabilities and employ a greater number of people. The U.S. Department of Commerce announcing Thursday the CARES Act Recovery Assistance Grant being awarded by the Department's Economic Development Administration. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Most people generally accept that Facebook can be untrustworthy, spins its misdeeds, and lacks policies, with a slick PR machine that has allowed terrorists and criminals to just run wild on the service. But this weekend, an anonymous whistleblower will come forward on CBS's 60 Minutes, and what happens next is anyone's guess. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by SimpliSafe. Check out the new wireless outdoor security camera today at simplysafekim.com. The whistleblower, a former Facebook employee, will reveal her identity Sunday night. Last month, she anonymously filed complaints with the Federal Securities and Exchange Commission, tens of thousands of pages, internal company research, which she says will prove that Facebook knows that its algorithms amplify hateful, polarizing, extremist content, that societies around the world are being torn apart as profits outweigh responsibility and safety. Can Facebook's management survive this one? Keep up to date at commando.com. Does it make sense that the same company who controls half of all online retail also passively eavesdrops on your private conversations at home? What about the idea that a single company controls 90% of internet searches, runs your email service, and gets to track everything you do on your smartphone? Big tech is powerful, and they profit by exploiting your personal data. It's time to put a layer of protection between your online activity and those tech juggernauts. When you run ExpressVPN on your device, the software hides your IP address, making your activity harder to trace and sell to advertisers. ExpressVPN also encrypts all your internet data to keep you safe from hackers without slowing your connection. Just download the app on your phone or computer, tap one button, and you're protected. Go to expressvpn.com/Kim to get an extra 3 months free on a 1-year package. That's expressvpn.com/Kim to get 3 extra months for free. That address again, expressvpn.com/Kim.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like we've got a pretty good chance of showers and afternoon thunderstorms today, with a little bit of low pressure hanging around eastern New Mexico. We'll stay in the low to mid 70s on our afternoon high. Then we'll be clearing up overnight down to the low 50s, and then our weekend looks pretty good. We'll be in the upper 70s with sunshine on Saturday, up to the low 80s and sunny Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Southeastern New Mexico Sports Report. The football slate somewhat diminished tonight because of one game last night. Carlsbad playing at Las Cruces. That was district opener for the Cavemen. Las Cruces wins it 42-13. And because Roswell and Goddard are both playing next week, they've got a bye this week. But we got some good games going on. Artesia at 4-2 will be playing against Ruidoso, which is 3-2 on the season. Hagerman playing its first game since September the 10th. They'll be in Clovis against Clayton. Also, NMMI 4-1 playing at a 5-1 Socorro team. Gateway Christian in 8-man football 4-0 playing at home against Rama, which is 5-0. And Dexter 2-2 playing at Portales, which is 1-4. And one more 8-man football game, Lake Arthur versus Floyd, and Loving at home against Mescalero. Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at 92.9 The Brand.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed, antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
No static at all. Your new home for talk radio is KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh testing positive for COVID-19. The High Court says Justice Kavanaugh has no symptoms and has been fully vaccinated since January. Kavanaugh's wife and daughters also fully vaccinated. The court says they tested negative yesterday. Democrats are in disarray as they struggle to reach a deal on President Biden's $3.5 trillion spending package.
Unable to bridge differences within their party, Democratic congressional leaders canceled a promised Thursday night vote. Liberals refused to support an infrastructure bill without more progress on the larger Biden economic plan. A White House spokeswoman claimed a great deal of progress has been made this week, but said they're not there yet and need some additional time.
White House correspondent Craig Clugson says there will be no government shutdown for now. President Biden has signed a stopgap spending bill to keep the government running through December 3rd. The pandemic hasn't slowed down scam artists. In fact, far from it.
Of the $16 billion in pandemic-driven unemployment payments that have been distributed, officials in Arizona now say that 30%, or over $4 billion, went to scammers who siphoned the funds via identity theft. Nationally, over $87 billion in taxpayer funds was lost the same way.
Correspondent Ken Lorman. Despite the pandemic, inflation, and snarled supply chains, Americans kept up their spending ways in August. The Commerce Department reports consumer spending rose 0.8%. Inflation continued to rage. Consumer prices rose 0.4% in August from the month before. Stocks are mixed on Wall Street right now. The Dow is up 196 points. The NASDAQ 39 points lower. The S&P is up 7 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
Australia is going to open its international borders for the first time since March of last year. Madeline Morris works for the Australian Broadcasting Corporation in Melbourne and spoke with the BBC.
30% of Australia's population is born overseas, so you can only imagine how many families that means have been ripped apart and not able to see each other easily for this 18 months. So people have missed funerals, people have missed births, people have missed being able to support their loved ones either overseas or back here in Australia. And there was an incredible feeling for Australians who do have connections overseas of being trapped.
Iran's National Army has launched exercises near its border with Azerbaijan. Iran displaying its military prowess near a neighbor it's increasingly skeptical of for its ties to the West and to Israel. Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. A lot more people are working in Alabama thanks to a couple of Japanese automakers.
Production has begun at a new auto plant in northern Alabama.
Work on the first 2022 Corolla Cross vehicles began with the press of a button at the Mazda-Toyota manufacturing plant, a joint venture between Mazda Motor Corporation and Toyota Motor Corporation. In 2018, the Japanese automakers selected Huntsville, Alabama for the mammoth facility that will eventually have the capability to produce up to 300,000 vehicles per year, split evenly between Mazda and Toyota. The joint venture says it's in the middle of hiring another 1,700 workers and anticipates reaching up to 4,000 employees once production is in full operation next year. Keith Peters reporting.
Ford plans 4 sprawling new factories in Kentucky and Tennessee by 2025, hiring nearly 11,000 new workers. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The deuce. I was getting revved up for that one.
Ah.
Yes.
There's a little bit of Mel Blanc in there.
Deuce.
Little Porky, little bit of, what's his name from Family Guy?
Quagmire?
Quagmire, yeah.
So, you haven't, I'm sure, have not seen the new Space Jam.
I have not.
You have no reason to. You don't have children.
Correct.
I recommend, though, because you're you, and you're somebody who watches the background of movies.
Yeah.
You will absolutely appreciate this movie. Because there is so much going on in the background. Because they basically have access to all of Warner Brothers and the DC Universe's intellectual property.
Yeah.
Everybody shows up at that game. I mean,
well, it's like the
Droogs from a
80s and 90s
kind of like the Droogs from A Clockwork Orange randomly show up at the game between the Monstars and the Toon Squad.
Ugh.
It's very interesting, but the reason I bring it up is because
it's way out there.
I am offended. I'm offended with what they did to Porky Pig in this movie.
Oh yeah? What'd they do to Porky?
Spoiler alert.
Put him on pants?
So, Porky has obviously a speech impediment. He has trouble speaking.
He does.
Usually that is nerve induced. He's a nervous fella. Porky Pig, he's got a lot going on up here. He's a nervous guy. So, in this movie, they proceed to turn Porky Pig, because Porky is one of those who, like, when his mind is focused on something, he can spit. He's a gangster rapper in this movie.
Oh, really?
Insofar as he revs himself up by going, that's how he revs himself up. He's like, and then he just spits into this like freestyle flow. Okay, granted, it's creative and he's got some bars, but
why you hating?
Because that's not the Porky I grew up with. That's not my not my Porky.
Why you hating on Porky?
Not my Porky. My Porky is a pantsless gentleman who's awkward in social situations.
Somebody's hating.
Not my Porky.
Hating. They just made something out of Porky.
But
aren't you proud?
Hating aside, and people have said it's an abomination of a movie.
Yeah.
If you go into it looking for like cinematic qualities, you're not going to find them. Most of it was shot in front, like the whole scenes with Don Cheadle. Yes, Don Cheadle are all done in front of a green screen, and it's painfully obvious that it was done in like an afternoon.
That's kind of a lot of Don Cheadle's movies.
Yeah, it
he's
really
in all
is.
the Iron Mans. And
Basically, if
Avengers.
you've ever seen like the third Spy Kids, the technology is very much in that same vein of just like really bad CGI. But the background scenes in the basketball game are worth watching the movie alone just for those scenes. You will enjoy those.
The fact that you even got to the third Spy Kid says a lot.
No. I didn't get. No. I never got to it. It's that bad that it's known online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the Sylvester Stallone one where it was all shot in front of a green screen. People online.
Pluto Nash of.
Oh yeah, people know about Spy Kids 3D. Game over.
Well, they nailed it.
That's a known entity. Yeah, boy, did they ever.
Oh man, yeah. Big thank you to McDonald's. You know what? I stand corrected. I do not like pumpkin pie. I don't like it. Don't want nothing to do with it. Don't want it.
Not gonna do it.
But that pie, because there
1,000
was
points
more
of pie.
because there was more cream than pumpkin, it worked.
Now I will argue.
It worked like a champ, and it was good.
I will argue then that you have never eaten pumpkin pie properly.
Probably.
If you think that pie's cream ratio to pumpkin ratio was appropriate, then you have never had pumpkin pie the way you're supposed to. What you're supposed to do, you cut a piece of pumpkin pie, and then you baked Alaska that son of a gun. All right? You know what I'm talking about? You coat it 3 inches thick, all right? On all sides.
Yeah. But
That's how you pumpkin pie.
I get it, but
pumpkin pie is literally just a vessel to get whipped cream into my face.
well, that's my point. I mean, my point is, there's better vessels. Now, why, if we need to cover it up with pumpkin pie, then why are we still doing it?
Cinnamony, nutmeggy, crusty, yummy vessel.
Yeah, but you can do all that without the pumpkin. None of that had the word pumpkin in it.
Sure.
I think
Now,
Big Pumpkin's telling us something we don't
Mike,
need.
Why you hating?
I think Big Pumpkin. This is behind us.
This is Big Pumpkin.
This is Big Pumpkin.
You know what? I'll say this: if Big Pumpkin is a thing, Big Pumpkin's bigger than it's ever been. Seriously, go into the Albertsons over on West 2nd. They have a display right in the front. As you walk in the door, it's like, pumpkin spice. They have Cheerios. They have like Sara Lee stuff. They have creamer. Everything pumpkin flavored right there in front of you.
That's infuriating.
I just picture every Karen in town. Sorry, Karen Clark. Every Karen in town just walking.
I just want to do a Conan and go like, pumpkin. And you'd go there with a big sword.
There can only be one.
By the power of Grayskull.
By the power of Starbucks.
And I just He-Man all over the pumpkin spice
phrasing. I think He-Manning over something might be something we should. That doesn't quite feel right.
Hashtag He-Manning.
Hashtag He-Manning. Hashtag not my He-Man. I think what we're trying to say is big thanks to McDonald's.
Yes.
That's all we were getting.
I don't like pumpkin, but I like your pumpkin. That's
Nailed
all
it.
I'm saying.
Yes.
If you don't want nothing to do with the pumpkin, that's all right. Go there. They got many. Get you some breakfast.
Apple pies.
Yeah. Get you,
your donut pull aparts. You got your muffin. You got your fritters. Dude, they got fritters.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking for a sweet treat, they got you covered.
They got you covered.
That's right.
And then you ain't even gotten into the whole Sunday.
Your fraps.
Flurry, the whole situation there.
You notice I didn't bring my frap back in here. Wonder why that is.
Did you frap it up? It went down smooth. Hey, let me give you the rundown.
Yes.
So when you're not eating at McDonald's today, I want to invite you out to the fair next week. Actually, this weekend, because rides and everything start tonight.
Weather permitting, things are getting going.
Tonight. Oh. But anyway, Josh Ragsdale and Adrienne Ragsdale. They're going to join us.
Absolutely.
We're going to talk entertainment at the Eastern New Mexico State Fair.
And what a lineup.
A plethora of things happening here. So they're going to join us here in just a bit, and we'll chat about that. Later on this hour, we'll get you up to date with the news of the local variety, along with your town hall business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. I wonder.
Uh-oh.
You know how people like to do the French fry sweet thing and dip their fries? I wonder if you dipped a fry in that goo in the pie, if it'd be tasty.
It would. It absolutely would. But here's why I would say it's a problem, because it's not viscous enough.
Okay.
See, with your soft serve, you've got it's easier for the fry, however crunchy or floppy you happens to be, to break through that creamy barrier. With this, it's more of a it's less of a viscous material, so kind of more of a solid. So I feel like even the cream side is more of like a custard than it is like a whipped cream.
Well, if you fold the fry, thus giving it double, You might get some rigidity to suit.
What you would need to do is you would double up your fry, thusly making a U, and then you would use your finger, preferably the middle, maybe you want like a pinky for fitting purposes, to then drag and use the weight of the finger with the fry in front of it as like a condom between the finger, to then drag the creamy goodness off into the fry. But then you'd only get one. You're only getting one fry. So I feel like you're not... I mean, I'm all for dipping your fries in your, McFlurries and whatnot, but...
savor it all.
That one fry is going to be magic.
Well, you do it again after that.
You ruined your pie.
Get 2 pies.
So how about
Get your fry pie and then your pie.
No.
After
So
that.
here's your remedy. Okay. All right. We're going to use now. I know this is going to be an eaten pie, so I'm not going to touch it much. But notice the crevasse. Notice the deep boat.
Yeah.
It's got a perfect placement inside for several fries.
Okay.
Take your fries.
Oh, and stuff it.
Stuff this bad boy with French fries.
Okay.
You're getting that true sweet savory experience right there. Boom.
All right.
Done. Pro tip.
Wonder if we can pull that off. Problem is they don't do fries for breakfast.
That's the well, they do these for lunch.
We're not on the air though.
We're not.
For lunch.
We're not.
I want to figure it out.
We're going to need to move our show. For instance, for research purposes.
It is 8:15. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like we've got a pretty good chance of showers and afternoon thunderstorms today with a little bit of low pressure hanging around eastern New Mexico. We'll stay in the low to mid 70s on our afternoon high. Then we'll be clearing up overnight down to the low 50s, and then our weekend looks pretty good. We'll be in the upper 70s with sunshine on Saturday, up to the low 80s and sunny Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 60 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 90%. Winds currently out of the northeast at 3 miles per hour. Today is our rain day, but after this, I think smoother sailing for the rest of the week and certainly the fair next week. We are looking at a 60% chance of rain today, mostly cloudy. Highs expected to reach 72, so a little cooler. Winds will be out of the northeast today at around 5 miles per hour. They're saying anywhere from a tenth to a quarter of an inch of rain during the day here today. Tonight, we're looking at a 20% chance of rain, partly cloudy. Overnight low of 51. Winds will be out of the north at around 5 miles per hour. And then smooth sailing. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 79. Winds out of the northwest at around 5 miles per hour tomorrow night. Clear skies, overnight low of 54. East winds at around 5 miles per hour. Sunny on Sunday with a high of 82. North winds at around 5 miles per hour. Monday, we do have a 20% chance of showers, but otherwise sunny skies, a high of 83. And then the rest of the week, sunny on Tuesday, high of 83. Sunny with a high of 84 Wednesday, and sunny and 87 on Thursday. Hey, don't forget tomorrow is the big Champion Inc. auction happening tomorrow, October 2nd, 9 a.m. sharp. Champion Inc. has commissioned Bill Johnston auctioneers to sell the following items at this public auction tomorrow: a telehandler, a backhoe, forklifts, dump trucks, trailers, pickups, welders, van trailers. They even got a boat, an antique car, jet skis, plus quality contractor shop equipment, and so much more. Again, it's the big Champion Inc. auction there at Highway 285 and Ritchie Road in Artesia. Go west on Ritchie to the auction site and then just look for the signs. Again, it's the Champion Inc. auction tomorrow, Saturday, October 2nd, 9 a.m. sharp. Don't miss it. All right, 8:17. We're going to take a 3-minute break, and then we'll have Josh Ragsdale and Adrienne Ragsdale join us talking entertainment at this year's Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Don't go away.
As the school year comes to an end and COVID restrictions start to ease, don't lose sight of the lessons learned. Cover your cough, positive personal hygiene, respect one another, show and tell others you love them. Fiscal and social responsibility are great ways to show your love. This is Damon Graham, your local New York Life agent. I can help you show your love to others. Call me at 575-623-0803 so we can determine how you best can show your love. Expect to be blessed.
For over 55 years, Sierra Blanca Motors has been serving the families of Southeast New Mexico with quality new and pre-owned vehicles. When you are ready to find your new Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Dodge, Buick, Chevy, or high-quality pre-owned vehicle, visit our Roswell location at 720 South Main Street or visit our location on Highway 70 in Ruidoso. And don't forget, you can see our entire lineup of vehicles at SierraBlancaMotors.com. Sierra Blanca Motors is a proud supporter of the Eastern New Mexico State Fair.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed, antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday, to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
Hey CVE members, have you scheduled your no-cost home energy audit? If not, we're getting close to fall and cooler weather. It's time to sign up. Call 575-746-3571 to get your name on the list for a free home energy audit. Weather stripping, new door sweeps, minor repairs, and much more. Start saving money and keep that purchased air in your home. Central Valley Electric is happy to partner with Green Metal Energy for this valuable audit. Again, 575-746-3571 to sign up. Call now.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than just serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable. Serving part-time lets you attend school full-time while you take advantage of education benefits that can help you graduate debt-free. If a civilian career is your goal, serving part-time allows you to work at a full-time job. The skills, qualities, and contacts you'll develop in the Guard can open doors to a great civilian career. Want to serve but worried about being away from friends and family? Part-time service in the Army National Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want while you enjoy the many benefits of serving your community and nation. You owe it to yourself to learn more about how the Army National Guard can fit into your life. Visit NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Eastern New Mexico University Greyhound football is back on the High Plains. The season rolls on this Saturday as your Greyhounds are back home at Greyhound Stadium taking on the Lions of Lincoln University. You don't have to miss a second of the non-stop Greyhounds action. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM is your official home for Greyhounds football. It all kicks off Saturday with the pregame at 5:45. Greyhounds versus Lincoln University Lions. Saturday at 5:45 on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. ENMU Greyhound football all in.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 7% of American adults, roughly 16.4 million Americans, believe that chocolate milk comes from brown cows. We don't know if they asked them where strawberry milk comes from. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, talking some Eastern New Mexico State Fair. We've got, well, we're hours away, technically. Not to make anybody nervous. or nothing, but we are. We're hours away, but we have Adrian Ragsdale, Josh Ragsdale, and Sergio Jimenez joining us this morning. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Welcome back for most of you. Welcome. I think first time we've had you on,
yes,
Sergio.
Sir.
So welcome.
Thank you.
Good deal. So we're focusing on this conversation on all the awesome entertainment that's on tap for next week at the fair. This is I'm not gonna lie, this is a big lineup. Like, I mean, you guys have had good lineups in the past. I'm not trying to, but I feel like this one's kind of a little more over the top than years past. Am I on base? Or am I just remembering it differently?
I feel like it's pretty big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on point.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, because I was like, man, there's like a lot of. What happens generally is you guys get stuff, and Josh, this is your business, so you know. A lot of times, what you guys have is you'll see guys that come to the fair, you know, it's particularly like your country artists, and next thing you know, they come here, and then like hits start blowing up on the radio like 6 months later. Yeah. Some of these bands are in the same path, but some of them already got it, like Sundance Head, Little River, Dirty River Band. These bands are kind of established already. These aren't. I mean, they're trying to eat like the rest of us, but you know what I mean. They kind of got their reputation precedes them a bit. You know what I mean? You know, so that's cool.
And Colton.
Yeah, another one. Same thing. You know, these guys are all kind of at that point where
I don't know if we're going to be able to get them at the fair anymore because, quite frankly, they're going to be doing arena shows and things that are, bigger paydays for them. So.
Yeah, Sundance. We had him earlier this year, so there's a few people out there that got to kind of get a little taste of him.
Yeah,
and he is phenomenal.
Yeah, he was out at the Liberty. What about 3 months ago?
Yeah,
2 months ago?
I think it was in May.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So if you missed that one, or you were like, dude, that guy was awesome. Make sure you're out at the fair on Friday.
Sean just said he was like, it's the new era of Chris Stapleton. It's kind of like a blues rock.
Yeah, and Sean's more of authority on it than I am. I'm 48 and kind of set in my ways, so I like one band and that's all I listen to.
Rush?
No, Metallica. I'm that old crotchety guy that's like, but anyway, I'm in the minority. I'm very aware of that. But really, and I think what also is a little different this year is you kind of shifted it all to like, even in years past, be like Monday night we got a concert. Now it's like no, Wednesday on, it's game on. We're gonna hit you hard and heavy, like the back half of from Wednesday on. It's game on with entertainment. It's great entertainment as far as the concerts. Which, by the way, all these concerts are free with your admission into the fair. So when you buy a ticket to get into the fair, you're getting Sundance Head and Colton Dixon and all these guys. That's you've paid for it. It's there, so you get to enjoy these concerts. So basically, you're gonna come out to the fair, pay your $10 to enjoy the fair, ride the rides, and now you get a free concert.
I don't think you can find a better deal than that.
I guarantee.
Absolutely.
I guarantee you're not going to see Sundance Head for $10 anywhere else.
Or Colton.
Or Colton Dixon or any of these bands, Sherry Rowe, you name it. Any of the Tejano bands, those I would guess those guys. And this is where I'm not that knowledgeable, but in the world, these guys are rock stars, right? I mean, these for Tejano and regional Mexican and that style of music, this is like Foo Fighters and things coming through for us, right?
Right.
Am I pretty close on that?
You're right on it.
Yeah. It's a big deal. I mean, so and again, with your pricing, you pay $10, you're getting a big night there. Let's focus on some. Talk about Thursday night's entertainment.
So Thursday night, Tremendos are a band that kind of developed from La Senda Norteña. La Senda Norteña, it's a regional Mexican band.
Okay.
That they started in the El Paso area and then moved into central Mexico, and then they did a big explosion.
Okay.
So 2 years ago, when COVID hit, when the leader from Los Tremendos, the Nuevo León, he decides, you know what, I'm ready. I have thought about during all this COVID stuff to go on my own. So he decides to start the TikTok, the whole thing, and next thing you know, he explodes.
Okay.
So they were in Roswell a few months back in same situation, home run, like everything was reopening. Everybody's it's not impossible they're going to be here.
Sure.
Happens the fair comes in when he's going to be like nearby on Saturday. He goes like, yes, we'll work on you. It will be on a Thursday night, but we'll be in Roswell again.
Oh, cool.
They love the people, and
so he kind of lucked out a little bit.
Yeah, so
on
it was kind of like perfect timing, perfect everything.
The planets aligned.
So on Thursday night, we'll have them as our headliner.
Okay.
We have a little bit of Tejano with local band Grupo Maldá, and then we have more norteño also locally with Los Consentidos from Ciudad Juárez.
Very good. And if you can't get enough on Thursday, come out Saturday where we got another set of great bands that are going to be doing more. Is it Tejano Regional Mexican again? Or is it more,
on Saturday night, there's no Tejano at all. It's also regional Mexican. It's a new style that's coming out with guitars.
Okay.
Kind of like norteño sensation, but with nothing but guitars and drum sets.
Okay. So it's all strings and drums.
Yes, it's like a new style.
Okay.
Headlining the night is Los Culpables and Su Estilo Diferente.
Okay.
And then we have Edición de Rancho, and also both bands are from Mexico Regional. Okay. And we have Conjunto Bengala, also they're from the Odessa Midland area.
Okay.
But they're also like, when we told them, like, yes, we wanna grow our market, we wanna start going. So actually, their visas got approved late July.
Oh wow!
Because they weren't approving visas.
Okay.
So
another lucky hand.
Yeah. So when they got their visas approved,
squeaking it in.
I was one of the first ones that they called their guy, like, hey, like, is that offer still there that we could perform at your local fair? We're trying to fill up our. So how it works with the Mexican bands, they have to perform. They have to perform a certain amount of shows in the U.S. for them to be able to renew. And if they're like community events and events that they can show immigration, so it helps them, it helps us, and we all win.
Gotcha.
And
so in essence, they kind of got to do a little bit of outreach, to basically be allowed to keep the visa.
Correct.
And so we kind of benefit from that.
Yeah, and it's another situation where like TikTok in their career has been through this COVID thing, like help them explode and grow their fan base.
Can I get off subject a little bit and ask you guys, and Josh, I want you to weigh in on this too because of your day job here. How's TikTok and social media changed the game as far as getting bands and getting? I imagine it's got to be easier because it almost sells the bands itself for you guys, where you guys as promoters and things are like, hey, you're going to love this band, and because you're going to trust me, you're going to love them, you're going to hear them. Now they're all over TikTok, and you don't have to do all. I mean, does it change the game for you as a guy trying to book bands and promote bands and things like that?
It's even like a genre now.
Okay.
So agents will reach out and they're like, we have a whole like TikTok lineup. And I'm like, so it took me kind of a minute to realize what was going on.
Sure.
But it's like a whole genre. In fact, we had a couple shows, one last year with this kid named Chris Renzema, and he's a Christian artist, but he was same type of deal. Like he uploaded his video on TikTok and he got like 4 million followers or whatever instantly.
Wow.
And then Chris Tomlin, who's a major Christian artist, took him out on tour, and like, we had him here in Roswell, and like 150 people came, and it was all because of TikTok.
Wow. Now, are we getting like a new wave of that every time there's like a new social media platform? Because I mean, like when YouTube kind of blew up, we had your Biebers and all that. They're of YouTube fame here. And I mean, is this like the next evolution of that with TikTok and whatever's going to be happening after that? You think? Or?
It's crazy. I mean, YouTube's so strong. Like we had that guy JP Sears, the comedian, and he was a YouTube sensation.
Yeah,
it is. It's like there's different just platforms that people are succeeding on, and hopefully they.
But do they share audiences, or are they all complete different audiences?
I think it's just another vehicle for like. I
or
think
like, is there like demographics that go into TikTok don't necessarily go to YouTube? Or
totally.
Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
I know, like Facebook's like us old people now or something, but. Like it's the Etzel of social media now, right. but I was just wondering about that. Yeah. It was different. We were talking about that, and of course it makes sense. But I didn't think about how does this regional Mexican and Tejano music, how's it spread so quick? And it's the internet. It's TikTok.
And
it's this.
The thing is, like with the Tejano stuff, it was like if you would ask somebody 2 years ago that Tejano has died, like Tejano is gone, long gone. Only older folks will listen to it. Well, guess what? Tejano's coming back again.
So you start got the tone. The
tone is coming back. Everybody thinks it's a new sensation. I'm like, it's not.
What's the Mexican version of OK Boomer?
It's gonna be kind of a wapango.
So you listen to Tejano in the first one. That's OK Boomer.
It's kind of like that with country music. Like like 90s country now, like is like more popular than almost as popular as it was in the 90s.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that old classic.
It's interesting how
like kind of recycled.
Yeah.
It's weird how things ebb and flow, isn't it?
My daughter was doing a TikTok dance to like 90s country last night.
Yeah.
And I was just like, how do you know all of these words?
Yeah.
And I was like, this is like, I listened to this when I was your age.
I'm not going to lie. I see like high school kids and stuff now, and I'm like, I think the fashions that I grew up with are coming back.
Yeah.
Like I'm starting to, I saw someone the other way, roll their pants. I'm like, what? Are you rolling your pants?
Dude, the
pinch and roll?
The fold.
I was like, that was big in my day, and then it got really cold really quick. But is it coming back again? I was kind of surprised when I saw a kid with his pants rolled up. I was like, uh-oh.
That's funny.
Don't make me start rolling my pants again. Don't make me put friendship pins on my sneakers. But I know this. Come out next week. And the weather's going to be perfect. Don't forget. I know this is the actual the rides, the amusement, the right amusements. That's starting tonight. As long as this weather cooperates. Tonight and tomorrow, you get your pre-ride on. Come out there. Get your unlimited ride armbands, or whoever you do, come on out there, and then we even got a livestock show on Saturday too, that you can come on out. Yep. And then don't forget Monday, 10 a.m. The parade's going to get underway here, starting at the Wool Bowl, heading south towards the Ashley Home Store. Line up anywhere on Main Street, get you a spot there, and then after that, ta-da! Come on out to the fairgrounds and let's get this party started. And then, like you said, and of course, Rocket the Robot, like you said, is going to be back. So one of the most popular pop-ups at the fair every year. So as you're out and about eating your corn dogs and riding the rides, don't be on the lookout. Rocket's going to be lingering around and saying hi to everybody. Another great performance that you're going to want to catch while you're out, and it's going to be every day, is the Pirates of the Colombian Caribbean, which is think of Pirates of the Caribbean meets the pirate show in Vegas with the swinging and swashbuckling and all. They do acrobatic stuff, and they got the pirate ship, and
they have some really cool stuff.
Yeah, and that's gonna be behind the
And they're
commercial
real
building.
pirates, so
They're real pirates. They're Somali. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Jokes. Just kidding.
Oh, that's funny. You're going to be getting a call later today.
Probably. Won't be the first time. But that's cool. So they'll come in, and that's they have the pirate ship and everything. Is that going to be behind the commercial building or right?
So
in
we've
that?
extended that line.
Yeah, it's a little different when you're out there.
So they'll be back there, and then that's where our main
Look for the big
stage
boat.
will be, and we have all kinds of stuff. It's kind of exciting how we really are bigger and better than ever before.
Yeah, the stages.
Like literally entertainment,
physically,
kids, family, the whole thing. It's cool.
It's going to be a great fair. It's put it this way. They've been working on this for 2 years, really. Or you have 1 year to work on a fair because there was no fair last year. This is 2 years of planning and anticipating. So I guarantee all the people, the folks here in this room, every one of the board members, the staff, they're as excited about getting this fair underway as you are as coming out to it. So let's support it. Let's come on out. Free parking. Again, parents, I'm not going to tell you 100 times. Drive into the parking lot, drop your kids off if you're going to do that. Don't drop them off out on the highway and do all that. You're going to give the sheriff's department and everyone else nightmares because it's just unsafe and people are kind of confused anyway coming in and out. They see a bunch of barrels and like, I don't know which way to go. And so that creates a little confusion. So we don't want to add to that by having kids trying to cross the street at the same time with all that going on. So you don't have to worry about getting hit for parking. Just pull into
Come on in.
Come on in. And if you want, park yourself and walk around. And like I said earlier, spy on your kids. I don't care. Don't tell them, Well, you be the guy with the creepy mustache in the corner wondering if they're behaving themselves over there, But, and then, of course, get to the concerts. Come out and get to the show. You can blend in and hide there if you're spying on
You're definitely getting phone calls.
Well, that was from the kids. Apparently, that's a good idea. Let me write that down. Mustache, got it. But really, but Wednesday night, October 6th, 7 p.m., Colton Dixon. That's kind of the official kickoff.
So there's what's called Christ Collective that's opening for them.
Oh, okay.
So it's George Munoz and Ben Allender from Christchurch.
Okay.
Who are opening the show.
And what time they start? About 6? Or are they going to start at 7?
About 6.
Okay,
I think it's like 6:30 is the exact time. But
so get there, maybe get there early, get you a meal.
Yeah, those guys are great. They just opened for Kane, a big Christian artist that we had. And crowd loves them, and they have a bunch of cool originals, and they just have a great crowd.
Wow.
And so they're opening, and then Colton, who won American Idol.
I'm bad at.
I know.
Like they won or
they kind of get blended up. Anyway,
well, and at this point, you don't have to win it to succeed.
Yeah.
You get in a name, and you're top 5.
He's got like a top 10 Christian hit right now with Miracles.
Okay.
And then he's out with Danny Goki.
Okay.
Who did win, and I call that the American Idol tour.
Okay.
So we're actually getting him. They're on that tour, and they have a day off, and so that's how this kind of.
So we lucked out again.
Yeah.
We lucked out on a lot of these things. Pretty much both regional Mexican nights is lucked out, and now we're seeing Wednesday night too.
So
just the right place, right time.
Meant to be.
Sure. Maybe we should do the Fair of Destiny. The Fair of Destiny. I feel like a whole rock thing. Yeah, we got a whole
You
deal.
definitely don't want to miss it.
So that's Wednesday night. Again, that's included in your price and the admission. And then, of course, we talked about Thursday. We talked about Saturday. Then Friday night, Sherry Rowe kicks off the lineup there. But then Jody Nix. So if you love your classic country and that swing, Texas swing style music, you love that
Come
Jody
dance.
Nix. And then, of course, Sundance Head and the Dirty River Boys. That's your Red Bird Dirt, almost rock. Like
the Dirty River Boys kind of have like a rock.
Yeah, it's like a southern bluesy rock style to me. That's kind of, you could easily call that. I mean, you could put them in like your CCRs and your, you know what I mean, where they kind of put a foot in that country, but a foot in that rock world.
They have
too.
a lot of energy.
Yeah,
too. They put on a great show.
Yeah,
they're from El Paso.
Okay, originally that's where they're from.
Yeah,
okay,
and so it was kind of, and I've been trying to work with them for a long time.
Yeah,
Adrian's a fan of theirs, and so
I almost think they're southern rock. That's what I feel like. They're it's. I mean, it's got that bluesy feel with the harmonicas and all that, but it's still got that dirty, that gritty rock sound to it. You know, which I kind of dig. So.
And then Sundance, he reminds me of like a almost like a Stevie Ray Vaughan like power trio because they're just a 3-piece.
Yeah, okay.
And they bring it though.
Okay. Yeah, they sound great. They're very like, to me they're almost that like new country sound to me. Like when I'm not the best judge here, but like when I hear their music,
because you like Metallica.
Probably, yeah. I say I'm not the authority, but to me I hear their songs and I feel like that's like currently what you're hearing in the hits on country today. Like that's what country music sounds like today.
He's got a big sound.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's kind of how they kind of vibe to me.
He's a sweet guy too. He's a really nice guy.
So is his name Sundance Head or is that just the band?
No, that's really his name.
Okay.
And his wife's name is Misty.
Misty Head.
Yep. And she's his manager. And
they got their son Foggy.
Maybe. But they're real sweet and that's his name.
Do you refer to him as Mr. Head when you talk to him on the phone?
No, I don't know. No comment.
Excuse me, Mr. Head, but thank you. That'd just be fun to say. Or Mr. Sundance.
It has it's a story about his name with his.
I'm sure there's
his dad.
Is that? Oh, that's his legal name. That wasn't like a stage name.
No, that's like his legal name.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. It's like there's like a whole story about it.
I would love to.
You can find it. I've read it somewhere.
Oh, I'd like to check that out. Come check them out. Come see them again. They'll be playing Friday night here. Everything will get underway Friday at about 6 for the concerts.
I think
Sherry goes on about
5. She's gonna go.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's gonna break it in.
Okay, sweet. So
she's
get
been
there.
here before. She's really
Sherry
excited
Rose
to come
been
back.
here a couple times, hasn't she? At least twice, I think, off the top of my head. But she's beautiful voice, beautiful singer,
beautiful girl.
Yeah, she's definitely. I mean, she's the opening act, but you're like, she probably would close at other places. You know what I mean?
She could. Yeah, she could. If we could have worked it out, she would have been the headliner a different night. But that was one of those. We're just happy to have her.
Well, you know, it's the planets align. The planets align. So, all right. So I'm gonna put each of you on the spot. Band you're most excited to see at the fair this year. Your 1 seed of all. Sergio, we'll start with you.
Los Tremendos.
That's your 1 seed. You can't. You're like, I'm gonna be the fanboy on the side.
No.
Over here. All right, I got you. Josh, your band you're most excited to see.
It's either Colton or Dirty River Boys.
Okay,
tie.
It's a tie.
Colton Dixon or Dirty River.
Good news is you can see them both.
That's right.
You don't have to choose. All right, Adrian, your 1 seed.
I'm pretty excited to see Colton Dixon.
Okay.
I'm also a total Dirty River Boys. They're just so dang fun.
So you're kind of the same. It's in the blood, I guess.
Well, and it's like I'm so excited about all of them. That's a really tough question because I'm like, I can't wait.
I know, it's like picking your favorite kid. Well, I get you.
I love learning new music. So all of the guys that Sergio's bringing, I'm like, I can't wait to see.
Just to be exposed to new things.
So that I understand and know about it. Yeah.
And that's it too. Like you said, one of the bands here, it's kind of a newer style. So is it? So again, you were saying with strings, so it's all guitars and drums, right?
Yeah. So it's 4 guitars and there's a drum set.
Okay.
Kind of the bass
so
sound.
like if you could compare it to something, what would you compare it to?
Kind of like the acoustic country music.
Okay.
Kind of like the mellow, but it still gives you that norteño feeling to want to dance.
I got you.
So it's kind of like a mellow music, but it wants to get you to dance.
Okay. Is it a little mysterious-y kind of? You know how? Because sometimes you can kind of get those haunting sounds. Does it have some of that going on?
Kind of. It's a weird style that just developed off social media.
Is it kind of folky? Like it's more like story-driven?
Kind of.
You know, like country music's really story-driven and things like that.
It's basically what it is. It's just, it's a different taste, a different sound.
Okay.
And the younger generation adapted to it like tremendously. So it just
caught fire.
exploded. Yeah.
Those guys are Thursday or Friday?
Saturday.
There's a Saturday night.
Yeah, there's a Saturday.
So check them out. What's the name of that band again?
It is Edición de Rancho and Los Culpables.
Oh, so there's two
and
bands.
su estilo diferente.
Okay.
So they call themselves like it's our fault. That's the definition of Los Culpables. Like, where it's our fault and it's our different style.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You can blame us for this change. Gotcha.
Technically.
It's our fault and we'll take credit
so
for it.
they're the ones that literally, and now you have a bunch of bands copying that style, but these are the original creators of this style.
Well, that's kind of the mentality of rock music. You know how rock music, that's we're the revolutionary, we do it our way. And so maybe this is like a rock music starts taking that path in Mexican music world and kind of finds its niche that way. So,
totally.
Yeah, that's cool. So again, it's all happening next week. It gets fair fun gets underway tonight, but entertainment, the whole fair, everything gets underway. I think your best resource, and I've been saying this all week, go to the Eastern New Mexico State Fair website, www.enmsf.com. You can see the entire lineup of everything we just talked about here. Not only that, but you can see the fair book that's got the schedule of all the shows, the livestock shows, the times and everything for other entertainment. Everything that's going on out there, you'll find that information. Prices, special days. I know like Senior Day, I heard yesterday we got there might be a possibility that some of the activities are going to be happening at the fair for Senior Day next week.
The second it hit that it wasn't happening in the exact same fashion that it has been, people pull together.
People stepped up. Yeah. Good. So Wednesday, it was going to be Senior Day. Again, senior citizens, high school seniors, you go on Student Day. Just point that out.
Which is every day.
Yes.
For $10.
But the they're going to have some special stuff that for seniors on Wednesday here on top of your free admission into the fair and everything else. Of course, Friday is once again also going to be our special needs day for students with special needs things, and they've got some planned activities.
Right.
So those are game on still.
Right.
Again, go to the Eastern New Mexico State Fair website. You can find out all this information at your leisure on all of that. The other important thing you need to like and follow is the Eastern New Mexico State Fair Facebook page, especially on days you plan to go out to the fair and things, because anytime there's any change, weather related or act of God related, or somebody forgot to do something related, whatever happens, anytime there's a change,
it can be a good surprise.
It could be a good surprise. Or surprise, Elvis showed up. I don't know about that one, but
I do think the Mandalorian is coming in a couple of days.
Oh, nice. So, but how are you?
He's supposed to be coming.
How are you going to know if that happens? We won't unless you follow and like the Facebook page, because anytime there's an update or a change, the fair instantly puts it up there. That's how generally we, the radio guys, get that kind of information, everything. So I'm kind of giving you inside skinny. Just that way you can cut out the middleman. All right, our concert's going to be a little late or whatever because of weather, but we can finish getting ready, and then whatever, it'll help you with your plans. But
go check out our artists' Facebook page, and there, go find them on.
Are there links and everything on the website too?
Well, if you know how to use Facebook, just look at their name and search it.
There you go. Type. Keyboard there. Hit the box and then type.
So there should be links, but if you have trouble scrolling and finding them, just do it the old-fashioned way. Type in their name.
Just ask Siri.
or if you need, like me, especially if you're going to look up some of the regional Mexican and Tejano bands, you might need the website as a cheat sheet on how to spell them.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Because a couple initials off there, and you're looking at something totally different.
Yeah, like I need the copy and paste. Yeah. Copy, paste it.
It's like, wow, this fair's going to be wild if I'm looking at this. But come on out. Let's have some fun. Come out, come out for the parade on Monday. Guess it's been 2 years since we've been able to do this. Come on out. Let's make this the best fair ever and just have a fun.
And the fair board has worked super hard.
Absolutely.
They've done a great job putting this together.
And here's a little tip that many know, but many don't know. It's some of the great leadership that the fair has just relied on for years. They've retired. They're kind of. I'm sure there's still a lot of brain picking going on there. But as far as now we've had new people come and step up or I say new people. younger people having to kind of come and fill the roles and take leadership roles and things. So it's not only are we having an awesome fair, but we're getting to kind of see like the fresh ideas, fresh opportunities here too, and on top of that. So, but you guys had basically a Herculean task of filling the Hobson's footsteps, which
those are some big boots.
but I think you guys pull it off. I think we're going to have an outstanding fair, and it's going to be a great time. And come on out. Don't forget to say hi to Jim Gill, our Grand Marshal, while you're out there at the parade and all that. Speaking of icons in our community, that's all this year. Again, go to the fair website, enmsf.com, or just Google Eastern New Mexico State Fair if you don't remember any of that. That way you can, and then like you said, you can go and kind of Facebook and hear some songs and see the different artists and be like, and then who knows? You might be that person singing out in the concert. Like, that one knows the words. Oh my goodness, I got a fan. No, I'm just kidding. But it's gonna be a great time. Come out. Don't forget. I haven't said it yet, but I'm gonna say it one more time. Take a picture of your kids in their current outfits before you enter into the fair. Because every year we just, kids get lost. It's what happens. But it'll make that process so much easier, faster. Don't forget, in the commercial building, parents, families, it's the sheriff's department, right, that's doing it. They're going to have the armbands.
The search and rescue.
Search and rescue. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Chaves County Search and Rescue. They've got, they're going to have a booth there where you can get armbands for your children. And then you can write your phone number and contact information. Therefore, if the child gets separated, and someone sees that armband on them, they're like, oh, let's call your parents here and let's get you. So that's an extra step that you can take to help ensure that when families get separated, because it just happens at the fair, that you're able to put them back together a little bit easier. So just a pro tip for next week. So is there anything we missed? Anything we wanted to share that we got sidebarred on or sidetracked on or anything? Did we get it all? Got it all? Right on. Again, if anybody has any questions, go to the fair website, enmsf.com. Follow the Eastern New Mexico State Fair on Facebook and get your butt out to the fair. Have some fun with us. So, well, thank you guys.
Well, thank you.
Man, you've been on the show as much as I have this week. But next week, we'll see y'all next week. We're all out at the fair. Come on out and have some fun. So, thanks, guys. We'll see you next time, okay?
Thanks, Mike. Thank you.
All right. It is 8:51. Let's pause for local news, your town hall business update, quick break as well. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. A reminder, the big parade is coming up Monday in Roswell, so a portion of Main Street will be closed Monday for a couple of hours to accommodate the Eastern New Mexico State Fair parade. The parade will go through downtown Roswell. Main Street between 19th and McGaffey Streets will be closed to traffic starting at about 9 in the morning Monday. Traffic detours will begin to be put in place at about 8:30. The parade will start at 10 and is expected to finish by around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It will head south on Main Street from College Boulevard. The city of Roswell also awarded a $2.8 million federal grant to expand the hangar used by an aviation business at the Roswell Air Center. That will allow the business to grow in its capabilities and employ a greater number of people. The U.S. Department of Commerce announcing Thursday the CARES Act Recovery Assistance Grant being awarded by the Department's Economic Development Administration. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like we've got a pretty good chance of showers and afternoon thunderstorms today with a little bit of low pressure hanging around eastern New Mexico. We'll stay in the low to mid 70s on our afternoon high. Then we'll be clearing up overnight down to the low 50s, and then our weekend looks pretty good. We'll be in the upper 70s with sunshine on Saturday, up to the low 80s and sunny Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. Amazon is settling with two former tech workers who accused the retail giant of illegally firing them last year for speaking out against the company. The former employees publicly criticized the company and pushed Amazon to better protect warehouse workers from COVID-19. Amazon said in a statement Thursday that it welcomes the resolution of this matter. The number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits has risen for the third straight week, a sign that the highly contagious Delta variant may be slowing the job market's recovery. The Labor Department says claims were up by 11,000 last week to 362,000. On Wall Street, the Dow down 546 points, closing at 33,843. The Nasdaq dropped 63 to 14,448, and the S&P 500 down 52 points to 4,307. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Coming to the Liberty, Saturday and Sunday, October 9th and 10th. Don't miss an evening with Chris Kattan.
I was on Tinder not too long ago, and I was like looking for a date and stuff. So I put down, I was like, I'm going to put my name down and throw a photo of me and myself. And I put down Chris Kattan, and somebody wrote back, how do I know that this is me, Chris Kattan? I was like, why would I pretend I'm Chris Kattan?
You've seen him on SNL and from hit movies like Night at the Roxbury and Corky Romano. Now see him live at the Liberty with 2 nights worth of shows. Saturday and Sunday, October 9th and 10th at the Liberty in Roswell. Tickets are now available. Get yours before they're gone.
Dude, put down your Matt Damon. No, put Chris Kattan. That'll get you right.
For information on how to become a member, visit thelibertyinc.com. Get your tickets now for an evening with Chris Kattan, Saturday and Sunday, October 9th and 10th at the Liberty in Roswell.
Douglas, thank you so much for coming.
The news has been hard to watch lately. It seems we live in a climate of fear and too often of hate. Part of me wonders if the world is getting worse, but then I think about history. I'm not sure if the world is getting worse as much as we've just gotten better at getting our news reports faster. A question I keep asking our congregation is, what is the church's responsibility? I know we're to pray for a kinder, safer world, but there's got to be more that we can do. I know I can't change everything that's going on in the world, but I know I can change a little bit of what happens here in Roswell. I need to practice and teach all of those around me to love like Jesus does. To love in spite of color, political background, or national heritage. To love the poor, the middle class, and even the rich. To help the hurting and encourage those who are struggling. To be grateful to all who impact my life and the lives of others around me. This might not change the whole world, but it might change a little bit of my community.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service also allows me to be there for my community in ways others can't. I help my hometown recover after nature strikes. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country and those I care about safe from threats. I also work with a network of professionals that help me succeed. Also, the Army National Guard's education benefits make getting a higher education a reality. Being an Army National Guard soldier makes living and serving in my community more rewarding every day. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. During your lifetime, you'll produce enough saliva to fill 2 swimming pools. Spit out this bit of information at your next pool party. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:57. Stay tuned next hour. We had we're going to change in plans a little bit here. Main Street Roswell. Of course, they have First Friday tonight, but none of the folks are available to join us. So on the radio here. But tonight, First Friday is happening here downtown. Go on to their Facebook page, and you'll see all the stuff that's planned for that. But they're not going to be able to join us. So what we're going to do is we had an interview with Nicole Dean from Los Pasitos yesterday, and also Marisa from Little Steps. And tomorrow they've got their big Steppin' Out event. So we're going to replay that interview next hour in its place. But before we do that, around about 9:10 or so, we're going to have Amy McVeigh-Tejas join us on the telephone. We're going to announce the 50-50 winner from their drawing last night. Of course, the Historical Society had their fundraiser for the with Peppers and the big dinner and all that. Well, they did a 50-50 drawing, so we had a bunch of people buy tickets. So we're going to do the drawing for that next hour, about 9 o'clock as well. So all of that coming up next hour. Don't forget Mickey D's. Round 2 hit it. But yeah, so we're going to do all that next hour. By the way, like I said, we got a lot of stuff coming up here. Also, put this on your calendar for next weekend or the weekend after. Roswell Community Theater, they've got their next play, Unnecessary Farce. That's coming up October 8th, 9th, and 10th, and October 15th, 16th, and 17th. Again, all performances at the Roswell Community Little Theater there. The 8th and 9th and 15th and 16th, those are Friday and Saturday night performances that'll take place at 7:30 p.m. on the 10th and 17th. Those are 2:30 matinee performances. Get tickets online right now at www.roswelltheater.com. That's Roswell, Theatre, like the Broadway theater spelling, not the movie theater spelling.com. And again, get your tickets. It's a comedy and also a date night. This one's probably not for the younger kids, younger audiences. May some of the jokes and things might be not appropriate for them, but for our adults, you're gonna love it. It's not dirty, but it's adult themed. So definitely we'll come out and make it a date night. But if you have any questions, anything, visit roswelltheater.com or follow the Roswell Community Little Theater on Facebook as well for information there. All right, news up next.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh testing positive for COVID-19.
The High Court issued a press release saying that Kavanaugh has no symptoms and has been fully vaccinated since January. Kavanaugh's wife and daughters are also fully vaccinated, and they tested negative. The court's new term begins on Monday, and the justices are returning to the courtroom to hear arguments after an 18-month absence because of the coronavirus pandemic. They had been hearing arguments via telephone. Greg Clugston, Washington.
President Biden's $3.5 trillion spending proposal is up in the air amid dissension within Democrat ranks. Far-left Democrats refuse to support a $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill without it being linked to the larger Biden proposal, which is opposed by some more moderate Democrats. Correspondent Bernie Bennett says a standoff forced House Democrat leaders to put off a vote on the infrastructure bill.
After a long day of meetings between Speaker Nancy Pelosi and the warring centrist and progressive factions of the caucus, Democrats opted to delay a vote planned for Thursday rather than allow an embarrassing public failure on the House floor. The House is expected to reconvene Friday morning as the negotiations continue.
Senator Rand Paul chastising Health and Human Services Secretary Becerra for criticizing those who have natural immunity from COVID-19 and choose not to get vaccinated. The Kentucky Republican citing multiple studies on the effectiveness of natural immunity, telling Becerra,
"You've chosen to travel the country calling people like Jonathan Isaac and others, myself included, flat earthers. We find that very insulting, goes against the science. Are you a doctor or a medical doctor?"
I've worked over 30 years on health policy.
You're not a medical doctor. Do you have a science degree? And yet you travel the country calling people flat earthers.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 108 points and NASDAQ down 48. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, this is Rhett Rasmussen of BestHotGrill.com. Football is back, and so is tailgating. Whether it's Friday Night Lights, Saturday College, or Pro Sundays, Solaire portable infrared grills set up fast and heat up quickly. Only 3 minutes to searing hot temperatures, just like the big backyard Solaires. The Solaire grills will make you the master of the tailgater with the juiciest, most flavorful food in the parking lot. The fast grilling times leave you more time to talk up your team, and they cool down fast so you won't miss a minute of the game. The Solaire Anywhere and Solaire Everywhere portable infrared grills are perfect for any grilling on the go, from picnics to camping, RVs to boating, but especially tailgating. And they're made in the USA with the confidence of a 100-year-old family business. Amaze your tailgating friends with Solaire infrared grills. Learn more about these fantastic grills at besthotgrill.com. That's besthotgrill.com, besthotgrill.com.
Russia has stopped sending natural gas to Hungary by way of Ukraine's pipeline network. Supplies rerouted through the new Turk Stream pipeline bypassing Ukraine. The BBC's Mike Sanders.
Washington and Brussels have long warned about Europe's reliance on Russian gas. The huge spike in prices as the European winter approaches has heightened that concern. The CEO of Ukraine's gas transit company, Sergei Makagon, said Gazprom's monopolization of gas routes raised questions about the fundamental transparency and competitiveness of the European gas market. He said its leverage for obvious political purposes must be stopped.
Australia outlining plans to lift a pandemic ban on its vaccinated citizens traveling overseas, take effect next month, but no date has yet been set for welcoming back international visitors. Travel restrictions that have trapped most Australians and permanent residents at home for the past 18 months. Townhall.com. She is a longtime environmentalist with a controversial past. Senate Democrats confirming the president's choice to lead the Bureau of Land Management.
She's been praised for her dedication to the outdoors, but also described as an eco-terrorist. Republicans sharply criticized Tracy Stone Manning. She's been approved to lead the Interior Department's Bureau of Land Management on a party line 50-45 vote. In 1989, she was a graduate student at the University of Montana. She received immunity from prosecutors and testified against two friends who were convicted of inserting metal spikes into trees in a plot to sabotage a timber sale in Idaho's Clearwater National Forest. Stone Manning had been a top aide to a former governor of Montana and to Democratic Senator John Tester, who said she did nothing wrong and helped put wrongdoers in jail. Her most recent job has been with the National Wildlife Federation. Jennifer King, Washington.
Watching Wall Street, the Dow up 112 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres Inviernos.
Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday. Yeah, welcome to Friday.
Yeah, I didn't want to come to work. I just wanted to bang on the drum all day.
I was going to bang a gong.
All Todd Rundgren style. You know, he just made the Hall of Fame like 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, what other song besides Bang a Drum did Todd Rundgren ever do? Exactly.
But there's a lot of Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Off one, though? I mean, I feel like there should be a one-hit wonder Hall of Fame.
I guess my only issue with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they're letting a lot of artists that I wouldn't call rock and roll in.
Now, I would argue with you because rock and roll is a state of mind. Rock and roll is a mindset. Because back in the 50s, rock and roll was a way of changing the way people thought about music in general. So I could argue that some of the hip-hop and R&B artists that have been inducted over the last couple of years, they're justifiably inducted because hip-hop in that same way kind of changed the way people see and think about music.
Well, using that logic, I drive a Lamborghini in my head. But it ain't.
Oh, you should. It's all about mindset. It's all about power positive thinking, my friend. I thought that was going to work.
I just,
didn't work.
Tell me as a duck, I'm expecting to hear some quacking. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe that duck quacks to a different beat. Doesn't mean that duck doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame.
That's fine. It's just a rock and roll beat. That's like saying the New York Rangers, a pretty good football team in my mind.
Yeah.
They play hockey.
Not bad. I bet they would be pretty good footballers.
Let's put the Rangers in the Football Hall of Fame because they're like, they play sports.
Yeah, they follow a team mindset. They can run plays.
That's just logic people say that can't really get in on their other stuff.
Happy Gilmore.
It's kind of like the line from Liar Liar. Beauty's on the inside. That's just something ugly people
say. Yeah.
Same kind of thing.
Well, I think we can all agree on one thing. R. Kelly ain't going into the Hall of Fame anytime soon.
No. Not that rock and roll Hall of
Not
Fame.
so much.
Might be other Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah. But have they sentenced him yet?
They haven't
I know he's
sentenced
facing
him.
like 40 years.
He's probably going to be there for a while.
Yeah, I know he's guilty in all counts, and no one's going to even remotely, nor does he deserve leniency. He needs to be the book thrown at him.
I'm pretty sure he will get the book thrown at him. I suffice it to say, I don't believe he can fly at this point. He's dead to rights.
Well, do you remember when he was on, was it Dateline or one of those shows? And
Where
he's up there
interviewing with
stomping. And
Gayle King. He's like, y'all didn't give me a fair chance.
Oh, okay.
He's like, y'all hated on me. You didn't understand what life I lived.
So you didn't do all these things, these young women?
Maybe I did. Maybe I just have an affinity for the taste of certain liquids.
Well, I hope you serenade all your fellow inmates and have a good time.
Won't you braid my hair? Sorry, I will never not think of that.
Enjoy your toilet wine and your.
Oh, you know he will. He's the kind of person that absolutely will. It's a fine vintage.
By the way, I've been watching a new season 2 of Jailbirds has shown up on Netflix.
Lord,
that is such a delightful guilty pleasure because it's really I think it's 3 or 4 episodes of nothing important.
You know,
it's really following the drama of inmates, and it's and it's not real drama. It's she don't like me, but my boyfriend in the toilet. You know, it's all it is. It's 4 hours of that.
Dude, how long do you think it's going to be before one of those girls flushes, grabs her paper towel roll, and she's like, "Oh, are you there? Hey, Kels, I'm right here."
He better study up. That's all I'm saying. He's going to need to know the lingo.
Sing me that remix to Ignition.
Because they're going to eat his commissary money. I'm just saying. They're going to take his commissary money.
I get a feeling he's probably going to lose a little bit of cocktail fruit. Yeah, R&B boy.
Yeah.
Fly over here.
Yeah.
I believe you can.
He's going to now get in fights over ramen soup. She stole my 4 cans of ramen soup.
Unless you want to be trapped in the hole, give me your cocktail fruit.
Yeah, he's going to go from that to that. Good for him.
I wonder if there's going to be any more trapped in the closets. Because it was open-ended. Like 37 parts, but it was still open-ended.
Well, he's got time on his
That got so weird. Did you ever watch that?
No.
Any of it?
No.
So at first it was just kind of like a normal like saga of some guy came home and her side piece was trapped in the closet. But by the end there were like little people that were pastors and like random like people from down the street. It was insane.
You know what it sounds like? That Will Ferrell Netflix movie where he's the Wonder Schnutzen, whatever it is, in that singing contest.
Eurovision Song Contest.
Yeah, did you ever watch that movie?
I didn't.
Oh, there's a scene where they're doing a wedding for one of their family and they're debuting their new song, and it's reminiscent of that. It's just weird instruments and artsy, it's like, and everyone's like, "Oh, they're geniuses." Like, that's garbage. It's one of those.
One of my favorite Weird Al songs is actually a parody of Trapped in the Closet called "Trapped in the Drive-Thru." And no, it's the longest of, like, I think it's the second longest of the Weird Al songs because Albuquerque's like 14 minutes long. But this one is like 12 minutes of him being stuck in the drive-thru and placing an order. And the spoiler alert, the end result is they forgot the onions. So left open-ended because you never know if he goes back. He could write more.
Yeah. I think they did it on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember reading back in the day when you used to do Stupid Crooks Newses and all that. There was some guy that robbed a Burger King. While he was robbing the Burger King, he said, "Give me a Whopper with no onions." They gave him a Whopper with onions. He left, saw there was onions, came back to complain. Cops were there and arrested him.
Nice. Always go back to the scene of the crime, especially if they forget your onions.
Yeah, so he said onions. That's all I thought of that story. All right, it's 9:13. Let's get you up to date on the weather. And then, like I said, I need to get Amy McVeigh-Tejas on the telly here because we got a 50-50 winner to announce. So let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather, and then I might take a quick break before we do that. But let's do the weather first.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like we've got a pretty good chance of showers and afternoon thunderstorms today with a little bit of low pressure hanging around eastern New Mexico. We'll stay in the low to mid 70s on our afternoon high. Then we'll be clearing up overnight down to the low 50s, and then our weekend looks pretty good. We'll be in the upper 70s with sunshine on Saturday, up to the low 80s and sunny Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 61 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 87%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 6 miles per hour. 60% chance of some rain showers for today. Mostly cloudy. 72 are expected high with northeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. They say we could get anywhere from a tenth to a quarter of an inch of rain today, unless a thunderstorm rolls in that could add that amount up a little bit. Tonight, we're looking at a 40% chance of rain. They're saying mainly in the early hours, but there is a slight chance for later, but mostly before 7. They're saying mostly cloudy, gradually clearing with an overnight low of 51 and northwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. No talk of rain for your Saturday, just sunshine with a high of 79. Winds out of the north at around 5 miles per hour. Sunny on Sunday as well. High of 82 expected. North winds at around 5 miles per hour. And Monday, we do have a 20% chance of rain on Monday. Sunny otherwise with a high of 83. Monday night, a 10% chance of rain as well. But then Tuesday, sunny 83. Wednesday, sunny 84. Thursday, sunny 87. So not bad. All right, it is 9:15. We're going to take a quick 3-minute break, and then we're going to get Amy McVeigh-Tejas on the phone for a few minutes. We'll announce our 50-50 winner from last night's drawing. So if you got your ticket last night, get it handy because we're about to announce the number here. So don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Don't miss the amazing concerts at this year's Eastern New Mexico State Fair, October 4th through the 9th. On October 6th at 7 p.m., it's Colton Dixon.
If you need freedom to the sky.
On October 7th, it's Grupo Maldad, Los Consentidos del Norte de Ciudad Juárez, and Los Tremendos León. On Friday, don't miss the Dirty River Boys.
Used to walk down Santa Fe Street, had a quarter in my hand and a fake ID.
Sundance Head.
You're gonna love her, leave her. Wow.
Jody Nix.
Across the alley from the Alamo, when the summer sun starts to settle low.
And Sherry Rowe.
By way of Southwest.
And on Saturday, Edición de Rancho, Conjunto Bengala, and Los Culpables y su estilo diferente. For a complete list of events at this year's fair, log on to enmsf.com.
For over 55 years, Sierra Blanca Motors has been serving the families of Southeast New Mexico with quality new and pre-owned vehicles. When you are ready to find your new Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Dodge, Buick, Chevy, or high-quality pre-owned vehicle, visit our Roswell location at 720 South Main Street or visit our location on Highway 70 in Ruidoso. And don't forget, you can see our entire lineup of vehicles at SierraBlancaMotors.com. Sierra Blanca Motors is a proud supporter of the Eastern New Mexico State Fair.
Well, when they asked me to be the Grand Marshal of this year's fair parade, I was surprised. I thought they had higher standards than that. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. It may seem like the fair is all about scary rides and even scarier food, but it's really a tribute to agriculture in eastern New Mexico, and especially the 4-H and FFA kids who've worked hard all year raising their animals in hopes to get a blue ribbon. So when you visit the fair, take a stroll through the livestock barns and see what they've accomplished. Just watch where you step.
Like most people, you're busy enjoying your life and taking care of today's priorities. But it's a good idea to think about your future. Will you have enough income to enjoy a comfortable lifestyle down the road? Time flies, so it's never too soon to create a financial strategy for your future. A super check from your local Farm Bureau agents can help make sure you're on track. Take control of your future and call Farm Bureau agents Caleb Grant, Jeff Weathers, and Chad Holloway in Roswell at 575-755-FBFS.
Sometimes we put off important health needs like surgeries because, well, we worry about the pain and time needed for recovery. Dr. Paul Torres, a board-certified general surgeon, has joined Loveless Specialty Healthcare and is helping patients in the Roswell area get back to the lives they love with less pain and a faster recovery through advances in minimally invasive surgery. To find out if laparoscopic surgery is the best solution for you, call Loveless and make an appointment today at 575-625-3222.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The average person spends 6 months of their lifetime waiting for a red light to turn green. Share this information with a police officer that pulls you over the next time you run a red light. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us on the phone, Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico joining us. Good morning. How are you doing, Amy?
Good morning. I'm doing good. It's a great Friday. Beautiful weather.
Beautiful weather.
I love the weather.
Yeah, real nice. Of course, to be honest, the weather worked out for the most part for us last night, too. I mean, it did open up, but that was kind of after most people are outside. They were either in or, you know what I mean? So
that's true.
We lucked out there, I think.
We really did, Mike. I almost felt like it was funny because I think you experienced the same thing. Literally, as soon as we were finishing up, it started really pouring. It was almost as though the Lord said, okay, I've held off long enough. Y'all better get with it.
Yeah, because it was really nice. And then, matter of fact, I had to go do a delivery there at about 6:30 as I was in about the north end of town. It just opened up, and it was, yep, there it is. And but here's the weird part. It was slowed down by the time I got back to the office, and then it picked up again later. So it kind of worked out perfectly. So
it really did. It really did. The weather was beautiful, and I'm excited. I'm so excited the fair is upon us, and this is fair weather to me.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're I think we can't ask for better situation.
That's right.
Here.
That's for sure.
First thing I'd like to do is thank every single person that purchased a box or a bundle from the Historical Society here for this event. We had another success, and it's all because of all of your individual efforts, and we thank you very much for that.
I would love to. We had some corporate sponsors, and I have to give them a shout out because I just can't thank them enough. Mike McLeod and Excel Energy and Golden Financial, the Bammans. They were corporate sponsors. They really stepped up, and just can't thank them enough. On top of so many bundle sponsors and additional sponsors that we could never mention in this time frame, but whether people that just drove through to give us change, or the man that's listening that just drove through and dropped $100 bill in our little coin thing and said, I want to help in some way.
Yeah.
We thank everybody for everything.
Absolutely. Yeah, the people were so kind. They were literally handing us these gallon-sized bags full of change and saying, dumping it in there. It was. I was like, this is awesome. Thank you very much, because I know what they're doing, because we all do the same thing. You get home from work or whatever, and you throw change in like some jar or some piggy bank or something, and then it just and now people are like, because I look at that and it's like, hey, what do you want to do with that fund later? You know, now people are saying, let's donate it. Let's give it to the historic.
Right.
And I can't thank you enough for taking your basically fund money or whatever you're going to do with it and donating it to us. Big thank you to that.
I have a big tub. Watch out, Pioneer. They'll see me coming. And the sweet lady always sends me to the corner. It'll be fun to see how much is in my little tub. So thank you, everybody, for everything.
Absolutely.
The food was great. It was all good. We've said it many times, Mike, but I'm proud of our board. We're a hard-working board. We work hard. We have fun. And at the end of the day, no matter what, we're going to overcome. I said it. I'll say it again. Whether it's rain, snow, sleet, we keep going, don't we, Mike?
Absolutely.
No matter what.
Absolutely. And hopefully everyone enjoyed their meals. I'll tell you this. I don't. Did you get a meal or not, Amy? I don't know. Sometimes
I did. I did.
Did you get a chance to try that ceviche?
Let me, and I hope my husband's listening.
Oh man!
You can thank Ralph, because I never got a bite of it. He enjoyed. That's how much he enjoyed it. He enjoyed every single bit of it.
My wife and I split it, and
that's real love right there, Mike.
The fajitas are amazing and good, but I would have killed people over that ceviche. That was good.
That's what Ralph said too.
Yeah.
It had just enough heat, he said.
Yeah,
and he said it was amazing.
Little bit of heat, very meaty, delicious. Just it was on point. I don't know if you're supposed to. Are you supposed to eat it with something? I just ate it with a fork because that's all I needed.
Mike, you're so funny because I talked to Child LeMay. I hope Child LeMay's listening. He
Yeah.
did too. He called me and he's like, Amy, that was really good, but I felt like, am I doing this right?
I think you're supposed to do the chips with it, right?
So, yes.
I didn't
That's
waste my
right.
time. I just got a fork and went to town.
Hey, well, see, you're going for that natural taste. You didn't have it conflicting with the chips. You just went all.
I grew up on seafood, so I'm used to just eating. You know what I mean? So I was like, "Oh, it's a pile of seafood." I loved it. And,
Awesome. That's something that I think people that did not partake in this, they missed out on because that's something we don't get a lot of around here. And I think that there might be more of a request for it. I certainly know my husband will be requesting more.
And
He
you know
really
what?
liked it,
The next time I get it, I'm going to be a savage and eat it with a fork too, because it's just dandy that way.
And while I'm thinking about it, I got a lot of compliments on the biscuititos from El Toro Bravo Bakery.
you
Shout
ain't
out
lying.
to them. Thank you so much. They were awesome. They stepped up. They gave us a great deal. They did that little extra because they really wanted everybody to enjoy that. So I'm not going to lie. I got home, was eating at about 8, and I told Ralph, we better get back in the car because I left my little goodie bag at the archives, and I am not. So I had my hot my cappuccino and my biscuititos at about 9 o'clock, and I was like, okay, boom, it's finished. That was a nice finale.
I'm proud of myself because I only ate 2 biscuititos.
Yeah.
I stopped myself because I would have inhaled that whole little bag if you would have let me. But I stopped
Ralph said
it
the
too.
same thing. Yep. Hey, Ralph and I didn't stop it too. I'm not gonna lie. We didn't stop it too. We didn't.
Well, if I didn't have the ceviche, I wouldn't have. But ceviche slowed me down.
Oh, that's awesome. You know what? So a great time, great food. I just love our events. That they are fun. I love the sweet little people. If you're listening, I know we have, I can't even put a number to it, numerous people that have done every one of our drive-thrus, and they enjoy it every time. And every time they come through, they say, please tell me you're going to do this again. They just have so much fun with it. So, again, it's just a great way to have some fun, and I can't thank everybody enough that made that possible.
We thank everyone they got. We thank everyone, even the salsa buyers, people that got salsa. We had some great homemade salsa out there. And somebody, it was funny. I had a conversation with one lady that was coming through, and she's a salsa fan, but she's not into all the fancified salsas. You know, she's like, I want salsa, and she goes, this ain't like mango chutney. I said, no. The only adjective in front of this one's homemade, and she's like, all right. So, but because they get so fancy nowadays with salsa, you're like, is this a salsa or a cocktail? I can't even tell anymore.
It is true. That is true. No, you are. That is true.
She was just pleased as punch. And it was like, nope, it's just homemade. That's the only adjective on this salsa. So,
and I hope Denise Espinosa is listening. She stepped up and helped and did the salsa, and I really appreciate it. Again, it just all went so well.
Absolutely.
And it's all good.
And another thing I need to, I think, is the entire board, the volunteers, the staff that donate time to the Historical Society. None of that would have happened without their support. I mean, Amy's the glue that makes all this happen. Without her efforts and everything, we'd be in a lot of trouble. But we have a good board that really helps her when she needs it and steps up. And so it is a great relationship. We have a great director in Amy that just knows how to make things happen. And we got a good group of people that serve on the board that volunteer their time, they don't necessarily be on the board, but they just constantly are volunteering and being a part of this. Without those efforts, we wouldn't have success this time.
Well, and I think people don't see things behind the scenes. We have the first ever Valley View Elementary School History Club meeting on Tuesday. They had never met before. They called the Historical Society and they said, is there anything we can do? And I said, why don't you make posters for the salsa? And we had more posters. We could have lined the whole driveway up with posters. So even these little elementary school kids that are wanting to celebrate history had part of our event. Why does that matter? It matters tremendously because that's what we're all about. Thank you to Travis Ackerman, the principal, Olivia Langley, first ever history club in elementary school. That's amazing. And we're going to all work together for the good. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's, that's why we're so thankful for this. So, obviously, I imagine we'll be doing some stuff down the road here. Don't be shy. We're going to have them here again. But folks, before we announce our 50-50 winner here, I do want to just remind folks there's still lots of opportunities to get involved, to help out. Still, if you the holidays are right around the corner. If you're looking for great quality gift ideas, the Historical Society has a lot of them. Between our Peter Hurd prints, our books from our plethora of local authors covering various subjects when it comes to history in Southeast New Mexico, memberships. That's a great gift. You can give the gift of a membership, in their name, or certain levels where they get certain perks and things. There's many different ways to support the Historical Society and get some swag and some cool opportunities out of it.
For sure. So anytime you make a purchase, we'll give you an additional blessing, I guess you would say. We just got a new shipment of books, Mike. Got a new shipment of the Scott Lilly book after April.
Okay.
Just got new shipment of Donna Blake Burchell, the Wicked Women book. I don't know what's going on with that book, Mike, but that's a sellout. We keep selling it out. Donna Blake Burchell, the Wicked Women, just got more of those in, and all of John's. After the book fair, we sold a lot of books. So we just got a new shipment in. Autographs are available, and so we're always happy to help with that. And just purchase a gift card and let somebody, even if it's out of town, you could mail the gift card, and then they could give us a call and let us know what books they want on our online, and we'd be happy to ship them anywhere. I think that's a great way to celebrate history. We do ship our prints, and so if you called and said you want to purchase a print and get it shipped to someone, absolutely, we can ship prints and books and anything like that. Absolutely. And the archive availability, we've been renting that out for events.
Yeah.
So that's a great holiday opportunity to call us. We do have it is limited capacity, but we can make things work. So give us a call about anything, 622-8333 at the museum, or to rent the archive building. Also, if you have research needs, call the archive, 622-1176. Leave a message, and one of us will get back to anybody as soon as possible, as soon as we can.
Absolutely.
Oh, and we're still collecting change.
Absolutely.
Mike, thank you for mentioning that. And we pick it up. So if you have been collecting change, you want to start collecting change, I think that people are really embracing that, and we'll continue that, honestly, throughout the holidays.
Yeah.
So get your containers out or give us a call. We'll deliver a container.
Yeah.
We'll pick up a container. Or just drive through the parking lot as long as somebody's on the property, and we'll be happy. We've had a lot of fun with that. It's amazing how much change can be held in a Folgers coffee container. Anywhere from $100 to like $300. That's amazing.
Yeah, you can get a lot in there, and for instance, if you're coming over here on the show and stuff, and we got our little bottle here to put money in. And I ain't gonna lie, we've got some money in there, but I could use some more. So if you want to keep dropping it in there, that'd be very cool. So if you're looking for a place to drop it off, you can drop it off there too. We'll make sure it gets there.
Mike, while I'm thinking about it, I just left the fairgrounds out there. The Historical Society in the Educational Building will have a booth.
Excellent.
We're partnering with the CAPS program.
Awesome.
So we're going to be promoting that event coming up on October the 23rd. So if you go to the fair, high five to everybody, all the Eastern Mexico State Fairgrounds. God bless them for what they do out there. But stop by our booth and all the wonderful booths. We're in the Educational Building. And, again, put that on your calendar. October the 23rd is the CAPS event we'll have here on the property. Look for additional information on our website or call the museum. That's something you will not want to miss. And that event on the 23rd, you will have to buy tickets for. And, again, that event will be from 10 to 4. You will have to buy tickets. For more information, call the museum, and we'll get you on a waiting list. So once those become available, we can give you a call.
Yeah, it's a great thing through the Kids Arts program, the CAPS program, which is a part of the Roswell Community Theater. It's their kids program. One of the things they're best known for is their Graveside Manor events they do annually, where the kids dress up as some of the more famous local folks that call South Park Cemetery home now, and teach that history. They do Chautauqua style, where the young students encompass that character and experience. So they're going to be doing something very similar at the Historical Society here on the 23rd. So they get come on out, make plans to attend. It's a great way to support the kids' arts program and helping them, because I think we're talking about the tickets and stuff, and a lot of it's helping that program.
That's right. And if you're just listening and think, you know what, I'd love to sponsor that event and continue supporting the CAPS program and all they want to offer, I know they are. They will be happy to take a donation to cover some of the expenses and everything. So they can call me here at the museum, and I'll send them over to the proper ones to contact. But I can't thank them enough. It is a family event. There will be tours at the museum, but the archive facility will be open to do hands-on activities, all related to the lives and individuals, the legacies that we will be celebrating. For an example of Judge Alvin Jones, Character Council will be part of this event, just supporting the legacy of Alvin Jones. And I can't think of a better way to honor all these legacies. That's just one example. There's many others. But, for example, Judge Jones will be celebrated. And then when you go over to the archives, I believe they're going to have some type of craft related to bow ties. And that just gives you an example of the amazing creativity and the fun you can have, whether you're 5 or 95. I think anybody would enjoy this event.
I hope they could teach me how to tie a bow tie, because I'm a grown man and I still don't know how to tie one.
Hey, you know what's so funny is I need to call. Hey, Dennis Pabst, if you're listening, give me a call. I think that's a great idea. I think we need somebody at that booth for that. People like Mike Winters that might have assistants. See, that's another service we could provide. If you need to learn how to tie a bow tie, I know Pilar Carrasco always has. Over at Roswell High, Bow Tie Tuesdays, so maybe I can get Mr. Crosco over there, because he only hand ties bow ties.
Oh, wow.
So maybe I can get him over there for the event. He will not wear a bow tie unless you have to hand tie it. Well, so maybe I can get Mr. Crosco over there to tie the bow ties.
I get what he's saying, because that's really, the clip-on bow tie is kind of a cheat. It's a little bit of a cheat.
That's what he's saying.
So I get that.
So we purchased a couple of gifts, and he said, thank you, but I'm only doing the original. But again, I think that's a great idea, Mike. Those are things we can have a lot of fun with, and we joke about it. I'm all in. I think that's a great little thing that even little kids could learn how to tie a bow tie. That's an awesome idea. That's
absolutely.
Really cool.
I mean, I barely got the necktie down. I can get that down, but the bow tie, that's above my pay grade.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's funny. That is. Hey, and Judge Jones would want everybody to know how to tie a bow tie.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I think you're spot on there too. So, but well, I don't know. You think we've been waiting enough? We got enough people anxiously waiting for me to tell a number here. Okay.
I think give it out. So let me just be clear: the 50-50 people purchase tickets for $1 each, or 6 for $5. I am in my car, Mike. I don't have the exact amount, but whatever amount of money we made. And the individual with this number will receive half of it. So whatever the pot is, they will receive half. The other half will go to the Historical Society. So anybody can call. If you have the number that Mike is fixing to read out, call my direct cell phone at 575-915-4471, confirming that winning number, and I will be able, by the time you call me, because I just drove up to the museum right now. I'll be able to tell you. I'll be able to tell that individual the exact amount they want.
I kind of remember seeing the number last night, but I don't remember it exactly off the top of my head. So
I gotcha.
Well, I can ballpark it, but I don't know if I'm right or not, so I don't want to say nothing.
That's all right. We'll make him guess even more. That could be really.
There you go. Higher or lower? What do you think? But all right. So if you were kind enough to purchase a 50-50 ticket for the drawing last night, and you're listening, get out those tickets and get ready, because here is the number. All right, 814-4440. 814-4440. That's the winning number. Again, 814-4440. If that is your number on your ticket, give Amy a call right now. Give out that phone number again, Amy.
You can call the museum at 622-8333, but it may be easiest with the fair booth and everything going on. It's maybe easiest to contact me on my cell phone, 575-915-4471. Again, that's 575-915-4471. Mike, if you don't mind, I know you took a picture of the winning ticket. Forward me that, too, just so I'll have that number on record, and I hope we got there's nothing that makes me happier than to know somebody that supported us, maybe the winner of a fair amount of money. So that's awesome. That's
Absolutely. Awesome. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll get that ticket number to you. But again, 814-4440. 814-4440. That's the winning ticket. Congratulations. If you don't remember numbers and anything, too, don't hesitate. You could shoot an email, historydirector@outlook.com. She'll get a hold of that. That way we know, you're aware and reached out. We can make sure we get you your winnings. So.
Or if you want to get involved or need additional information about anything we've talked about on the radio, because I know, Mike, every time we get together on the radio, we always try to cover it all.
Sure.
And I know we always forget something. But if you have any questions about anything regarding the Historical Society, we need volunteers. If you want a private tour, again, the Historical Society is open by appointment only. We're customizing those tours, whether you need one in the morning or at night. We'll try to make it happen. We need 24 hours notice. Call the museum, email me, any way we can work together. We'll be happy to help anybody in any way possible.
Absolutely.
Celebrating history. Celebrating history and having some fun.
Yeah, come and be a part. Come out. Put the 23rd on your calendar here for the CAPS program. That's a come and go event, if I remember right. Am I correct on that?
That's right. That's right. But what I do see happening, and Angela and I have been talking about it, and all the group over there, all the CAPS is so much. Mike, I do believe could very likely be a sellout situation.
Okay.
So we want walk-ins. There will be opportunities for people who do not purchase tickets, so it is a come-and-go event.
Okay.
But if you do want that customized tour that you had described and those types of things, they will need to obtain tickets in advance.
Okay.
But if plans get canceled, one of the things the CAPS program wanted to make sure of is you can be a part of that event without a ticket, but they're recommending you reserve tickets in advance. That way you get to enjoy all of it. But we will welcome walk-ins also.
Awesome. Good deal. Again, that's October 23rd. Come to history. Go to the RoswellNMHistory.org for more information on everything we talked about as well, too. And don't forget, you can follow and like the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico on Facebook as well. So
and Instagram.
And Instagram. I always forget the Instagram. The gram, too.
We've finally got up with the time. Thank you to Danielle. I know my son Alex helped us with some things.
Yeah.
We're having a lot of fun with Instagram, some fun posts, some fun features, some great opportunities. So follow us on Instagram. Through the Historical Society for Southeast Mexico on Instagram and or Facebook. It's just, when you get up in the morning and we can make you smile or have some fun or celebrate history, no matter what's going on in your life, there's no reason we can't have some fun, celebrate some history, impact the lives of others. That's what we're all about, and we will continue to be.
Can I make a request?
You better believe it.
Alex is going to think I'm creepy for this, but can Alex create Alex's mustache Instagram page where it's all about his he's got a sweet if you haven't seen her son, he's got the sweetest mustache of all time. I think he's got the waxed out. He's not joking around with that stash, and I think
what's so funny is he never had much facial hair, and then I guess that wildland firefighter mentality got to him, and it got a little bit out of hand. I hope he's listening. Oh, Alec, if you're listening, text me right now. And I need to thank his wife for tolerating that insane kind of.
I love that thing. I told him yesterday. I think I said, "Man, that stash is sweet. I love that thing."
Yeah, and he has a little wax in his pocket. You can't carry on a conversation without him. So, Sadie, we've got a request. I'll have to call him and ask. I'm sure he'll text me. He hasn't texted me yet, so he's probably not listening. He may be out of range.
He might,
But I'm going to tell him we've had a request, and he has great following, celebrating history from here to Rio Doso and all of New Mexico. Really, he he's broadened his horizons more than us,
Oh,
Mike.
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, he's
But,
got. He was.
Hey, we could get in the Mexico stash following kind of thing.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
we're gonna have to get him back in here in a couple months because he was telling me about some of the projects he's working on, and we got to get him in to talk about some of those experiences. But he's got to have them first. So
he's got the bug now since he's up in Ruidoso. He's really got the Lincoln County history bug, and I remind him that's part of us too. So
Absolutely.
we're all one big family. So
Yep.
he really does. He
all
really
you folks
does.
that live here in Roswell, this used to be Chavis. Back in the Lincoln County War went on, this was Lincoln County, not Chavis
That's
County.
right.
Chavis County
That's
wasn't a thing
right.
yet. So
talking about history in some weird history, not weird, but unique way, it is all Lincoln still. To me, we're at Lincoln. We may be Chavis County today, but that we're all one big family.
Absolutely.
We are.
Yeah, it's all, we all chew the same dirt at the end of the day.
Hey,
so.
you better believe it. That's right, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, Amy, as always, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations on pulling off another successful event here. It was without your leadership and all, it would have never happened. So thank you.
Well,
very much.
I am going to say I'm happy that it's over, but
she's going to the
hey,
Caribbean this weekend. She's out. So I'm just kidding. She's on a plane
to get a private tour this weekend. Can we? No, I'm just kidding. Hey, we always figure it out, and it's never about just one person. It's about the greater cause, and as long as we're making the Elvis world happy, we will continue doing what we're doing, and that's what it's all about. And shout out to Gene Dow. I know he drove through. I hope he enjoyed his meal.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I hope he liked
Dow.
I'm trying to think if he likes fish. I'm not sure. I know he likes fish, but I hope if he doesn't eat his ceviche, I'm going to steal it because I'm going to eat that. So.
That's
I'm
funny.
sure it's
yeah.
gone. I'm sure he ate it. It's gone now. But if I see it lying around in Artesia next week, I'm hoarding it.
And I really appreciate Jane. He's made, I think, all of our events from Artesia, and people can. Hey, you do not have to live in Roswell to enjoy our drive-through. Whether you're in Lincoln, Carlsbad, Artesia, you can enjoy and have fun through these drive-through events. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's we celebrate all of southeast New Mexico here. So please, please, we're here in Roswell, but yeah, we with Donna Blake Virtual and all that, her and many others like her supporting us in Eddy and Lee counties and these other areas. It's a great conglomeration of people.
That's right. We've had Tiffany come from Lincoln, so we really have had people enjoy from Ruidoso, Lincoln, Artesia, and that just makes me happy. Again, that truly is just an example of how we work together and have fun together and celebrate history together. So thank y'all for making it possible. Shout out to Peppers. Thank you for the food. And every single person that helps support in one way or another. It could never happen without those loyals always supporting our events. That's the most amazing part of it all.
Oh, and by the way, if you didn't like your ceviche, send it to me here, courtesy Mike Winters at
if you didn't like, if you
105 West 3rd Street.
Ceviche. and we can pick it up. Or hey, you just call me, Sam. We'll pick it up, and that will be just an additional blessing for Mike Winters for all he does for the Historical Society.
That's right. Feed me fish.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mike. Thank you for everything. Thank you to 106.5. Too.
No problem. Thank you, and have an awesome weekend, and I'm
you
sure
too.
we'll talk again soon, okay?
Thanks a lot, bud. Appreciate
all right.
it.
Take care, Amy.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, that was Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society here for Southeast New Mexico. Thank you to everyone for making last night a success. And again, the winning 50-50 ticket number is 814-4440. 814-4440. Give Amy a call there, or call the Historical Society there and claim your prize there. All right, it is 9:47. I guess we're not going to have time to play that interview. I got to flapping my gums and everything else. So, but don't forget that Los Pasitos is having their big Stepping Out Carnival tomorrow. There at the Tobosa campus. Everything gets underway at 9 a.m. I believe it goes to about noon. Free games, prizes, fun, everything. for the whole family. And if you want to learn more about the services of Los Pasitos and really Little Steps and everything they do, there'll be folks there to help you with all that. But that's tomorrow out at Tobosa. All right, let's do this. 9:47. Let's pause for local news. Your Sean Hannity update, quick commercial break as well, and then we'll be back to chit-chat for a few minutes before we wrap up the show. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now for a Pecos Valley News update. I'm Jared Cirillo. A reminder, the big parade is coming up Monday in Roswell, so a portion of Main Street will be closed Monday for a couple of hours to accommodate the Eastern New Mexico State Fair Parade. The parade will go through downtown Roswell. Main Street between 19th and McGaffey Streets will be closed to traffic starting at about 9 in the morning Monday. Traffic detours will begin to be put in place at about 8:30. The parade will start at 10 and is expected to finish by around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It will head south on Main Street from College Boulevard. The city of Roswell also awarded a $2.8 million federal grant to expand the hangar used by an aviation business at the Roswell Air Center. That will allow the business to grow in its capabilities and employ a greater number of people. The U.S. Department of Commerce announcing Thursday the CARES Act Recovery Assistance Grant being awarded by the department's Economic Development Administration. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Maybe we need an octagon match and an MMA battle between Joe Manchin and Bernie Sanders, because Sanders declared unless the House passes the $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill, at the same time it passes the $3.5 trillion spending orgy that'll bankrupt your children and grandchildren, guaranteed, and it is the biggest colossal waste of money. House progressives should vote for neither. They should vote for neither one. Now, one of the problems here is that they can be angry at Sinema and Manchin all they want, but they're the ones now. Joe Biden desperately needs a win here, and I don't think he's going to get it. Mark Thiessen actually had a pretty good line on it. He said he needs the win, but the left is holding it hostage.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Cozy season right around the corner. Fluffy blankets, pumpkin lattes, new window treatments that make you happy to stay indoors. Our friends at Blinds.com, they make it easy and affordable to install window treatments. Now you get to choose from hundreds of styles. You get advice from a Blinds.com designer, absolutely free. Fall in love with your home. Just go to Blinds.com and save up to 35% off site-wide. Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people will remember radio ads. So, 82% of you listening will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. 82% of you will note that if you're hiring, ZipRecruiter finds qualified people for your job. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And 82% of you will remember that you can try ZipRecruiter for free, but you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like we've got a pretty good chance of showers and afternoon thunderstorms today, with a little bit of low pressure hanging around eastern New Mexico. We'll stay in the low to mid 70s on our afternoon high. Then we'll be clearing up overnight down to the low 50s, and then our weekend looks pretty good. We'll be in the upper 70s with sunshine on Saturday, up to the low 80s, and sunny Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Rich Thomason. Despite challenges posed by COVID-19, snarled supply chains, and raging inflation, Americans spent more in August. The Commerce Department reports consumer spending rose 0.8%. That followed a 0.1% drop in July. A lot more people are working in Alabama thanks to a couple of Japanese automakers.
Production has begun at a new auto plant in northern Alabama. Work on the first 2022 Corolla Cross vehicles began with the press of a button at the Mazda Toyota manufacturing plant, a joint venture between Mazda Motor Corporation and Toyota Motor Corporation.
Correspondent Keith Peters says that plant is located in Huntsville, Alabama. Ford is planning 4 large new factories in Kentucky and Tennessee by 2025 and plans to hire close to 11,000 workers. With business, I'm Rich Thomason.
You trust your locally owned Big O Tires with your keys, because we know that they're more than keys. They're how you get by, how you get in, how you get to work, how you get to your family, and how you do what you love. These keys are essential to your life and where you want to go. At Big O, we understand the importance of your keys and what they mean to you, which is why when you choose to give us yours, you can trust us to treat you fairly, get you back on the road as quickly as possible, and always give you a good deal. Now through October 10th, save up to $100 instantly on select sets of 4 in-stock tires with installation purchase. Because when you want the best for your vehicle, finding someone you know and trust is key. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation charges extra. Required on all 4 tires. Not valid with other offers. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 where permitted. See store for details. Some stores in Missouri, Kansas, and Minnesota are company owned.
The news has been hard to watch lately. It seems we live in a climate of fear and too often of hate. Part of me wonders if the world is getting worse, but then I think about history. I'm not sure if the world is getting worse as much as we've just gotten better at getting our news reports faster. A question I keep asking our congregation is, what is the church's responsibility? I know we're to pray for a kinder, safer world, but there's got to be more that we can do. I know I can't change everything that's going on in the world, but I know I can change a little bit of what happens here in Roswell. I need to practice and teach all of those around me to love like Jesus does. To love in spite of color, political background, or national heritage. To love the poor, the middle class, and even the rich. To help the hurting and encourage those who are struggling. To be grateful to all who impact my life and the lives of others around me. This might not change the whole world, but it might change a little bit of my community.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Coming to the Liberty, Saturday and Sunday, October 9th and 10th. Don't miss an evening with Chris Kattan.
I was on Tinder not too long ago, and I was like looking for a date and stuff. So I put down, I was like, I gotta put my name down and throw a photo of me, of myself, and I put down Chris Kattan, and somebody wrote back, how do I know that this is me, Chris Kattan? I was like, why would I pretend I'm Chris Kattan?
You've seen him on SNL and from hit movies like Night at the Roxbury and Corky Romano. Now see him live at the Liberty with 2 nights worth of shows. Saturday and Sunday, October 9th and 10th at the Liberty in Roswell. Tickets are now available. Get yours before they're gone.
Dude, put down your Matt Damon. No, put Chris Kattan. That'll get you right.
For information on how to become a member, visit thelibertyinc.com. Get your tickets now for an evening with Chris Kattan, Saturday and Sunday, October 9th and 10th at the Liberty in Roswell.
God bless. Thank you so much for coming.
Attention farmers, laborers, and construction crews. You don't want to miss the Champion Inc. auction Saturday, October 2nd at 9 a.m. sharp. Champion Inc. has commissioned Bill Johnston Auctioneers to sell the following equipment at this public auction: a telehandler, a backhoe, forklifts, dump trucks, trailers, pickups, welders, van trailers, a boat, an antique car, jet skis, quality contractors, shop equipment, and so much more. Located at Highway 285 and Ritchie Avenue in Artesia. Go west on Ritchie to this auction site and look for the signs. The Champion Inc. auction, Saturday, October 2nd, 9 a.m. sharp.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service also allows me to be there for my community in ways others can't. I help my hometown recover after nature strikes. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country and those I care about safe from threats. I also work with a network of professionals that help me succeed. Also, the Army National Guard's education benefits make getting a higher education a reality. Being an Army National Guard soldier makes living and serving in my community more rewarding every day. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. A U.S. quarter has 119 grooves at its edge. A dime has one less groove. So by definition, that makes a dime less groovy. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:57, and I look out my window, and what do I see? Oh, sunshine, there you be. Yeah, look, the sun's out there. Isn't that nice? Not too bad. We still have more rain chances coming, but not bad. I was just kind of like, oh, look, there's the sun. It made me happy. Hey, if you missed any part of our show, I invite you to check it out at your leisure. Go to just log on to ksvptv.com. There you go to the Mornings with Mike Winters channel, and you'll find the video of the entire show. A little later on today, Tanner will separate our videos and make them available. We had Damon Graham with New York Life join us in the 7 o'clock hour. I had a great conversation. Just talk about planning life and thinking about that kind of stuff. So we talked with him. And then in the 8 o'clock hour, we had the folks, Sergio and Josh and Adrian Ragsdale join us. And we talked about the Eastern Mexico State Fair and all the great concerts and entertainment that is happening at this year's fair, which, by the way, all those concerts are included in your ticket price when you enter into the fair. So basically for like $10, I think that's the regular price without the discounts or seniors or just the regular door price. Basically for $10, you're getting all these great concerts on those nights. You're not going to see these entertainers for that kind of money. You're just not. So take advantage of it before they get big. It's really going to be cool. Matter of fact, Sean's going to be interviewing Sundance Head here later today, and he'll play that during his show and things. But I'll invite you to check it out when it happens there. But if you missed any of that stuff, and then of course we chit chatted about with Amy Migve-Tejas talking about the 50-50 winner and all of that. So you can find that on our video as well. Also, you can find the videos at our 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM Facebook wall. Don't forget, you can also access our radio group by downloading the 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM app. You can download that one and actually access all of our stations through that, or vice versa if you download any of our other apps. And then, of course, Alexa and all that, you can find us too. All right, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for allowing us to be a part of your day. Greatly appreciate it. Have an awesome weekend. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Have a great day. We'll talk to you on Monday.